I'm Shane.
I'm Bo.
We are your Kentucky Fried Critics.
Welcome back. Episode 42. The meaning of life, everything, and the whole universe.
Something like that. Man, missed opportunity, I guess.
I know. I guess we should have done that movie. Oh, well.
Yeah, I guess we did miss out on that opportunity. It is what it is, so we'll find a way.
We'll get around to that one.
We'll find a way. We'll get there again.
I love that movie, but we'll find something.
We got to find something that matches with a towel, right? I mean, if we're gonna do that, if it's not the number itself, it's got to be the towel.
Yeah, it's got to be either the number or the towel.
Those are the only two things I'll accept as what we're doing to match with the movie, right? Like, I mean, a babblefish,
maybe.
But are we gonna find a beer with babble?
Maybe not.
All right. On that note, we'll get into our socials. Get these out of the way so we can get this episode started. We'll start with the usual three, the big three, if you will.
The big three.
The meta apps. That's going to be Facebook, Instagram, and Threads, which I keep telling you I was better for 2 days.
I offered to be the poster child of Threads. I still haven't heard anything from that.
Well, it might help if I actually post there for them to reach out. If I'm not posting there, they're probably not looking for you to be their
leaving
poster
money
child.
on the table there, man. Come on, look at this mug.
So those ones, if you want to find us, those are just going to be Kentucky Fried Critics. No spaces, no caps, no hyphens, no underscores, no any symbols of any kind. Just plain simple Kentucky Fried Critics. At the beginning, you're going to look for either a slash or an at. You know, I've told you enough times. Figure it out. Whichever app you're on.
Episode 42. I hope you understand how the internet works by now.
Well, I mean, I say that, but we also don't understand how it works because we're supposed to tell people to like, share, and subscribe. And how
I
often?
do it sometimes.
Sometimes.
I get it. I get it in there. I get the comment, and subscribe.
You're way better than me.
Did it this time, though. That counts.
It does.
That totally
it is
counts.
in there.
Algorithm.
If I needed to clip it, I could clip it saying like, share, and subscribe.
If we email it to
I could make
YouTube.
A short of us saying.
Yeah, just to like, comment, subscribe. Do it. Maybe the algorithm will finally listen to us.
I'll feed the 3-second short that's just us saying like, share, and subscribe.
Comment, subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe.
All right. That definitely closes out the meta ones. And you guys might see some kind of crazy post coming soon. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not sure. We'll
my
figure
fingers
it out.
evilly.
From there, we'll get into YouTube. Again, that's the one. You guys know.
It's a favorite one now.
It's our favorite now. We used
love
to have
it.
problems.
We even have a cool mascot.
Yeah, we've got a sordid history with that one, though.
Yeah, it went back and forth for a while, but now we have the Riddick rat, and I love it.
So I know you want me to hide him in videos.
Yeah, like just kind of put him.
I'm gonna try. If I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna really again cut the full outline of just the face.
Out.
Yeah. So that way it's a little bit easier to hide him somewhere.
The bubble gives him away.
It does, but it's nice to have there. I mean, it's his much like he's a mascot. That's his catchphrase, right?
Yeah, glorious fucking hyphens, baby. Commander Pop Culture is our commander in chief, and
he's just
Riddick Rat is our mascot.
We're just gonna have an army of mascots. You know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna have a whole
all led by Commander Pop Culture, right? And we just have this army, and we sweep through the internet.
Well, he's got a cavalry unit, right?
Yeah,
and that's where the Riddick Rat is. He's the leader of the cavalry.
He's the leader of the cavalry. Fuck yeah, I like it.
Because he's an anthropomorphic rat. Yeah, because he can speak. So
he can talk, so he gives all the orders. So
someone still rides him, but he is the actual commander. The rider is there because he needs the
defense, right, to protect his watch his back.
Offense. Because again, if the rat's running, I mean, at best he can do is gnaw.
Yeah, he needs that spear right in front.
Yeah, he needs someone. It's just like a reverse of how we think of a cavalry, right? Like it's instead of
the horse is in charge instead of the knight.
It's a reversal of roles here. All right, we went way off.
Yeah, we did.
So again, before I forget, and we go on to the next one, YouTube. You can find us there. It's youtube.com/@KFCRiddicks.
There it is. Finally, it took us a minute. We got there.
I mean, dude, that was
fun.
Some of that needed to be said.
Yeah,
it was good.
Clarifications. Fantastic lore about cavalry battles and things. Right? Well, I mean, and shit. That was awesome.
We've been saying we want to flesh it out. So I mean, who knew that it was going to get fleshed out like on the fly, not planned.
Commander Pop Culture and his army of rat-led cavalry is going to take over the internet. I love everything about it.
All right, so we'll go ahead and keep this rolling as best we can after that derailment.
Way off track.
I guess at this point we'll try to get back on the track.
Yes, I will shut up and let you do that.
The next one that we're going to do is our website. That's, of course, going to be the hub where you can find all of the things we just said and more. shows.acast.com/Kentucky-fried-critics.
Like my jazz hands.
That's what I say, jazz fingers.
All right. You gotta get them, gotta spread them wide and twinkle them, right? Ooh, jazz hands. Because, we're doing a musical today.
It is a musical. We're not there yet, though.
But before we do that.
Well, we've got one more social to
do. Do we really? Oh, yeah. I'm so dumb.
How are they supposed to leave us
suggestions and my art?
It's
my beloved art.
It's the place we keep telling them to send those things.
I almost fucked myself.
Yeah. How would they know how to get that to us?
I know. I'm so sorry.
All right, so the last one, and then we'll move into everything else. That. The last one's going to be our email. Of course, like we already said, that's the suggestion box. Please send us any ideas, thoughts for the new 50th episode that we want to do. Again, if you've got ideas for what you want to put on the list of things for us to watch.
Yeah, the 50th episode, you guys get to choose the beer or drink.
And vote on the movie.
And vote on
the
movie.
But again, if you suggest a movie and it's cool enough, we'll put it on the list for everybody to vote on. So by all means, send us suggestions. Yep. It might make the list. So the email is KentuckyFriedCritics@gmail.com. All right, so we are definitely officially done with the socials.
We're done with those. We can get into the beer that I'm drinking the hell out. Founders Brewing Company's Mortal Bloom Hazy IPA. I like the color. Reminds me of lemonade.
The can literally says...
Oh, the can's dope. I do love the can.
Well, and it says citrusy and tropical notes, and they are definitely not lying. That first sip... when the head was there, very
straight grapefruit.
Yeah,
but as soon as the head settles down, it's like, it like dissolved into it or something. So it's magic.
We'll give you more later.
Yep, later.
But, the first bit that we can give you is definitely. I mean, I approve right now, so I'm sure I'm only gonna have better things to say later. But yeah, now the can. The can
is
to this.
Sick.
I didn't want to say too much because obviously the can segues straight into the movie because the name already kind of gets you there.
Yep, Mortal Bloom.
But this is one of them where obviously we tell you guys we usually try to do this a lot more on the naming scheme. Here's the problem. We're 40 something in.
That gets really hard.
It gets really hard to only do it by naming conventions because again, we order stuff from out of state, but largely we only can get beer for a tri-state area. So
yeah, that's a little hard.
You run out of gimmicky names kind of quick.
And then you gotta get clever.
So sometimes we're gonna have to, we're getting to a point now. We're gonna try our hardest to make sure it's not only the picture, but sometimes we might have to. Just a heads up to you guys.
Yeah, just a heads up. We'll tell you.
We'll tell you if we don't want you to go at the game like completely clueless. If we know that the name has nothing to help you with and it's literally only the picture, we will be like,
yeah, we'll let you know.
Guys, the picture is your clue. This one though works.
It's a little of both.
This one works on both sides.
Yeah, it does.
All right, I think we can go ahead and just tell them then.
Yeah, we're doing Little Shop of Fucking Horrors, man.
Yeah, and we're doing the 80s.
The 80s one.
86, right?
Yeah, 86. The evil demon flower on the can was your really big clue.
We're doing the Rick Moranis, like you said. So here's the deal. The Roger Corman one is great. And we can't do this one and not reference the fact that this is
a remake of the Roger Corman one.
But that being said, this one is so much more fun.
It is.
Right?
The music.
The music is great.
Because the old one's like a pure like horror movie.
Yeah, well, it's still a horror comedy, I think, is listed. But again, it's more like socio-economic, whatever comedy.
Eat the rich.
It's not so much like blatant, like, ha-ha funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, whereas in this is...
Not slapsticky.
Yeah, this one is blatantly ha-ha funny.
Yeah.
It's good. It's great.
And intercut with fucking great songs.
Yeah. You guys know us. We love to tell you guys about like a hidden movie, hidden gem, like a movie that people don't talk about. This is definitely technically not that.
Yeah, because it's been referenced by everybody. But I don't feel like they've actually watched the movie.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about this. We were like, this is a very often referenced movie, but not like a talked about movie. Like it's like people are expected just to know about it, but not necessarily
the movie with the talking plant.
But it's not like they're necessarily encouraged to actually see it. Just that they should know about it.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I know that reference, so I know the movie, and then they just go on about it. I'm like, yeah, but there's like,
they're like Audrey. Oh, I get it. Talking plant.
Yeah, talking plant.
And it's like there's so much more to it. It's so great. It's funny. It's
why we do this show, to educate the masses.
Yeah, so again, by no means is this a hidden movie. This movie won tons of awards. It was like one of the biggest budgeted movies,
but yet
for
somehow
Warner
it
Brothers.
still ends up on like cult classic lists and stuff. I'm like, how?
And it's because it's like almost like that year, people were just like in a drugged out state and like they don't remember it. You know what I mean? Like,
was running wild.
Well, it was the 80s, dude.
Yeah, maybe.
So it's maybe possible. But yeah, it's literally, it's like, you know, like America forgot that they loved this movie.
And gave it all these fucking awards and stuff. And then it's like, no, we're going to kick it down there with like Crawl and shit.
Yeah, but it is what it is. And that's why we are here. Because we definitely want to help give it the justice that it
justification
deserves.
it needs and deserves. Get other people to watch it fully. The whole movie, not just bits, like my nephew.
He's one of those.
He's one of those. He's like seen like clips on YouTube, and he's like, "Oh yeah, the talking plant." And I'm like, "Oh yeah,
so much more."
You need to watch the whole movie.
The last thing I'll say about the original one, did have Jack Nicholson in one of his earliest roles. I just want to, for a nice little, he
gets put on the cover a lot when they like re-release DVDs and shit, and he's only in like one scene.
He's the Bill Murray character.
Yeah, he's the Bill Murray character.
It's just a little bit different. This is a movie that, you know, the original one came out in 1960. Yep. This movie clearly wants to reference the fact that story took place in the 60s, like, you know,
all the sets,
the beginning,
cars
and the beginning even tells us, you know, like in a decade not too far from our own, and they mean when this movie was made, so from 86, so it's the 60s, right?
They mentioned President Kennedy on the radio.
We are now further away today from when this movie was made than when this movie was set.
From when it was made. Further away.
It was 20 years from when it was set, roughly, and we are now 40 years from when it was made. You know what I'm saying? So we can throw all of that
if
right
you
out
haven't
the window.
seen it by now. If you've had it spoiled for you already, what am I even talking about? Like the internet,
all the references that they expect you to know spoiled it when they expected you to know it,
and have been referenced by everyone else from fucking American Dad down.
So I'm not too worried about spoilers, especially for this one.
Yeah, me either.
I just want to make sure people are actually watching it.
Yeah, just go.
You know what I mean? Like
that's my whole thing. I hate it when it's like, oh, I'm like, no, but you haven't actually.
Yeah. If you haven't actually watched it, go watch it.
Come over, man. We'll watch it.
If it's been a long time since you've watched it, go watch it. You know what I mean? Like this, it's one of those type of things here. On that note, I think we can.
We've beat that horse to death, haven't we?
We definitely have talked about the movie as a whole outside the movie.
The movie.
Right? Before we get into, you know, what we actually see on screen, let's hit the people that we see on screen. I mean, this is star-studded, right? Like,
there's all
from
kinds of people
top
in this.
to bottom, these are names you know all around.
Yeah, you've seen them in something, I'm sure.
Well, and again, we mean this from all the way around. Like this is
especially voice acting.
Well, this is director.
Yeah, the director to the bottom.
You guys
to the puppet, the puppet mat, to the guy who ran the puppet.
Even if you didn't realize how much of this you know.
Yeah,
right?
You know these people
because the director is Frank Oz. If that's a name you don't recognize,
get out.
Yeah, I was about to say I'll forgive you, but I don't know if I can.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's a lot of reasons that
your
you should know.
Nerd credit is gone.
Well, not even nerd credit, because I would say, again, he's the voice of Yoda.
Yes.
And he puppeted Yoda.
Yes.
And so that's where the nerd part comes in, right? But beyond the nerd part, he was the voice of Miss Piggy originally and puppeted Miss Piggy.
Muppets, that's pretty nerdy, man. Who doesn't like the Muppets?
But
Muppet
it's not
Treasure
nerdy
Island.
because like everybody loves, you know what I mean?
That's fair. Everybody does love the Muppets. Okay.
Nerdy.
I retract.
Yeah, nerdy means it's for like a select few from the get. You know, like from out the gate, it was for like a small crew.
Star Wars.
Yeah. Muppets is not that. Muppets is for everyone.
Muppets is for everybody.
I don't care what the fuck anybody out there wants to say.
I want that on a t-shirt. Muppets is for everybody.
Dude, my dad used to take me to see Muppet movies when they came out. Like the day they
Muppet
would
Treasure
release.
Island, saw it in theaters.
I saw Muppet Christmas. My dad kept me home from school.
Nice.
To see Muppets Christmas Carol.
That's awesome.
He wanted to make sure he could see it. God damn it. Because he loved the Muppets.
He loved the Muppets too, so it's even more.
But yeah, so Frank Oz, like we said, he directed this, but he has directed a long list of movies. He was like co-director for The Dark Crystal.
Nice.
I think. Something like that. So that's one of his first starts.
The movie's a little...
Yeah.
But the visuals are so cool.
Well,
I love all the puppets
that's where he
and
started.
everything.
That's when he started to make that transition, right? Obviously, after that, he did some puppet. You know, I mean, he worked. I mean, if you have an N, you use your N.
Oh, yeah.
So he did some more Muppet-related directing. Then this, so still puppets. This has a very we'll
Lots
get
of
there.
puppets.
We'll get there as we read through some more people here, but this has a very storied connection to Jim Henson through several people.
Several people.
Outside of puppets, you would know him from Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. What About Bob?
I don't know that one either.
You don't know the movie What About Bob? Bill Murray?
Don't know that one.
Richard Dreyfuss? Oh my God, you need to see What About Bob.
Oh, dude, I'm losing fucking movie credit here. Oh, God.
Big time, dude.
Oh, shit.
Again, this is Richard...
I'm upset.
Bill Murray is a neurotic man who can't take care of himself. And Richard Dreyfuss is his psychiatrist who goes on vacation. And then Bill Murray shows up to his vacation house where he has his family and wreaks havoc on this man's life while he's on vacation. What About Bob?
Oh, shit. All right, well, I have homework.
Yeah, you do. Dude, don't get me wrong. What About Bob is a lot of people's least favorite Bill Murray movie. I'm not trying to
I love Richard Dreyfuss, though. I need, like...
It's good, dude. Then you'll love this because he's great in this. Because he's the agitated one. He's the one that gets it. You know, like Bill Murray.
Oh, I can see it. I can see the face.
He's just losing it on Bill Murray constantly because everybody else thinks, like, even though Bill Murray is genuinely being fucking annoying and you would not want him around.
Yeah.
Everybody else in the movie is just like, they see the endearing side of Bob. And Richard Dreyfuss just goes insane because
like, but he's trying.
What about Bob? Dude, you have to see this.
All right, we're gonna. Have
Yeah,
to
it's
find
definitely
that.
This is a non-related to the fucking
Nothing
you just
nothing
need to
at
see
all.
This, yeah. On to our list. I'll keep going. Indian in the Cupboard. You've seen this?
I
one.
love this movie.
That's a Frank Oz.
Yes.
Directed. Okay, I'm glad we finally got to one you immediately said.
Jesus
something
Christ,
about.
it took forever.
Jeez, man.
Man, dude, I suck today.
I'm glad you at least know him from his acting stuff now.
Yeah. You know he was Yoda, right? We're almost getting to the imposter thing. What's the noise? We need the noise for that game.
I'm beginning to wonder, Bo.
We're not doing Invasion of the Body Snatchers yet.
But yeah, so Frank Oz, he is definitely a guy who's got a big place in cinematic history.
Cinematic history.
All around.
Movie history.
TV history. Again, he's from Muppets and Sesame Street.
Oh, yeah,
like,
Muppets, Sesame Street.
Henson from the beginning. Like, we're talking like back in the 60s, he was already working with Henson and the Puppets. Yeah. So, I mean, he is a part of everybody's childhood in some small way, no matter what your childhood
no matter
was.
what age you are.
Yeah.
We all love Frank Oz.
Even if you didn't know it, you do. And we're now telling you.
Yeah.
You do.
And I got some movies to watch.
Yeah, you do. And so does everybody else.
Go watch them with me.
If you've not seen them, please go see them as well. Maybe you'll watch those before we get to 50. Maybe you want to you'll watch one of those and be like, hey, watch that now for you're wrong. Don't tell Bo to watch it by himself.
No, wait for this episode. I'm also willing to rewatch Indian in the Cupboard.
But beyond that, we also want to get to Howard Ashman because they're also attached to a little movie that you might have heard they won more awards for after this one. It's The Little Mermaid.
I like that movie. It's not my favorite one, but I love the cover of the old box with the dick tower.
Penis tower, they got rid of that.
My sister has that somewhere.
The main reason I bring that up is because I pointed out to you.
This is awesome.
In the movie, we have the song. And again, you guys know, we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
But this is just one of those facts. It makes more sense to tell you now than it does to wait until the middle of while we're talking about everything. The song Somewhere That's Green. It's a song in the movie.
That Audrey sings.
Yeah, she belts it out.
Her perfect
It's
life.
her dream in the suburbs.
Dream of her and Seymour.
It's Somewhere That's Green. Because it's not in the middle of the city.
The fucking, because there's a lawn that they can mow.
It's literally the same
as part of your world.
Yeah.
Somewhere that's green, part of your world. Same chords. I'm sure I butchered it, but it's the same chords.
You at least heard what we did and could hear that they're the same.
They're the exact same thing.
That's all we needed for you to do.
We're not singers.
Yeah.
We're nerds.
That's just one of those amazing things that needed to get pointed out and brought into everything here. Now we'll get into the actual people who are in the movie, since we've covered the behind the scenes, because normally we don't even do that, but these ones needed to be shouted out.
Yeah, it needed to be shouted out, because that's just so...
Those are amazing connections.
Right.
That once you hear it, you're just like,
because he did that because like he couldn't win an Oscar.
Yeah, he couldn't. So what happened is, since Ashman had wrote a bunch of songs for the stage play, he wasn't allowed to use them as original tracks to win an Oscar for.
Yeah, so
because they weren't like, even though they're his, they weren't original for the movie.
That's a little bullshit.
It is, but so because of that, he found that loophole out, and he was like, "Well, the next time I do this, I promise you,
And he used the exact same chord progression to win him an Oscar off of Little Mermaid.
Way to
Good
go.
the fuck for you, buddy.
Yeah, so obviously we had to mention.
Yeah, I love the punk rock of it all.
Way to get it back to give it to the man, right?
Fucking middle fingers in the air.
So now we'll hit the people in the movie. First and foremost, we've got the two big ones, and that's our main protagonists. That's going to be Seymour and Audrey. Rick Moranis.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah, I don't think do we even need to? Strange Brew.
Yeah, it's Rick fucking Moranis. If you grew up in the 90s, you know who the fuck he is.
Ghostbusters 2. Every Honey, I Shrunk the Kids until they started getting super cheap straight to DVD, basically.
Yeah, I like Honey, I Blew Up the Kid.
Yeah, that's
a good one.
It's way better than most people probably thought it was going to be. right? Because it was one of those 5-6 years. It was far enough out that you were like, it's kind of weird to do a sequel
I like
right
it.
now.
I like seeing it. It's like, especially when it turns into the little toddler Godzilla rampaging through Vegas.
So don't think we need to say a whole lot about Rick Moranis. We all love him. We all respect him. He took his step away from Hollywood to be a family man, and I respect
the fuck
that.
on you, dude.
Not enough people do stuff like that, right?
Yeah, you want out, you want out. I ain't gonna say nothing.
I love everything you did. I do wish there was more of it, but I don't fault you for it.
And you're more than welcome to come back at any time.
Yeah, no, I would
fully always open.
I would support you
time
no
he
matter
wants
what.
to come into a movie, I'm gonna go see it.
All right, so we'll move on from Rick Moranis. We all know him. We love him.
Yep.
So the next one we'll hit Audrey, like I said, our other protagonist, Ellen Green. She is a comedian. You've seen her. She is a lot more like one of those people. You've probably seen her. You may not have realized what her name was. You probably didn't realize that she was Audrey, even if you know this movie, because she is not normally a bleach blonde.
No.
That is for this. It started for the off-Broadway show that this came from. She is the originator for that role.
Yeah, she came from the Broadway play.
Yeah, she originated. She literally
and the blonde hair. It was her idea.
She literally originated the role. Yeah, nobody played it before.
Yeah, you can't do it quite
like
like this bitch.
Well, and literally, it's true. She has done it more on stage. She has done it more for other things. She is the go-to person.
I love it.
To be Audrey, if you're going to.
She is Audrey in my heart.
Well,
forever and ever.
Quite literally at this point, though. because she
doing
originated
it for like 40 years
in
at
the
this
movie,
point.
And give her credit where credit is due, for sure. But on to the connections to other puppeteers. So the person who was the puppeteer she apparently started dating while working on the off-Broadway show, The Puppeteer. The puppeteer for the off-Broadway show learned how to puppeteer from Jim Henson.
So there's another
Henson connection. The person who did the puppeteering of the puppet in the movie was that guy and Jim Henson's son, Brian.
So even closer connection.
Yeah. Like I said, this movie isn't a Henson production, but god damn, it is.
Right?
It is in everything but name, right?
If he wasn't there, none of this happened.
I swear to God, he had to be on set. Tell me
he did. He wasn't there being
like puppeteering.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna go check on my boy today, bring him some donuts and my boy shit, and then give him some fucking advice. He did.
Well, my boy, and then my honorary boy out of Frank Oz,
my adopted son.
So come on now, there's no way.
My work son.
Yeah, there's
right?
no way.
That's how they do it now.
There's no way he wasn't on set.
Fuck no, he was there and he was giving advice, telling him no, you gotta do this, and you take 3 rubber bands and some gum, right, and then you do.
All right, so
that's how I think Jim Henson is. He's just like a puppet MacGyver.
So then we've got Vincent Gardenia. This is Mr. Mushnick.
I have heard this voice in so many cartoons.
He is famous from
everything.
Older stuff. Yeah, like 60s and 70s. He was a lot more of a big name for sure.
This voice, man.
Yeah. But
immediately.
you'll know his voice for sure.
I've seen him. He's one of our people. Those guys. That's our first piece of merch, right? Just a shirt that says "Those Guys."
Then we've got the voice of Audrey 2. That's Levi Stubbs. He's from the Four Tops. He's from one of the big bands from 50s and Motown. Then we've got Steve Martin in one of his weirdest roles.
And
because he's a
bastard
bad guy, like a real bad guy. I don't even mean like he's a bad guy. I mean he's a terrible human being
and a women abusing drug addict, basically.
Sadist.
Yeah,
to top it all off.
Sadist on top of it, enjoys giving pain to other people's.
Everybody, dude. And he's a dentist, so he perpetuates the reason why people don't want to go to the dentist
because they get off on pain.
Oh,
that's the joke.
The next 3 people I'll mention are kind of controversial in the movie. They play a Greek chorus for half of the movie. Like you're not supposed to see them, but then for half of the movie
They're like
they do interact with everybody.
Yeah.
And they have the same name, whether they're part of the chorus or they're interacting with people. I don't understand what's going on either. Because again, like the concept of them for most of the movie is, like I said, they're the Greek chorus. They're the people that are just singing to you
transition
about what's happening. They're setting up the new scene, giving you a little bit of context for things.
And then
they are just in the movie.
Yeah, they're just like teenagers in the movie.
Teenage brats that live in the neighborhood.
I don't know.
Just give me one or the other, right?
Is the Greek chorus people supposed to be like them grown up telling us the story?
Maybe. We'll go with that.
Sounds good to me.
At least
because it's weird that they're teenagers later.
So these are Crystal, Ronette, and Chiffon.
Nice.
Those are also 50s Motown girl bands. Since you don't know 50s Motown.
Yeah, it's like okay.
So that way you know that. That's hence why that's what their look is, and that's why that's what their names are. Those are literally, like, the Chiffons was a group, the Crystals.
Oh, I've heard of them, yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, each one of them
is a 50s girl band.
Yeah.
Nice callback. I like that.
So all three of them hit all the names. So the one that you like, that's Michelle Weeks. She's not been in a lot of other stuff. You picked the only one that's not really been in a lot. The other two are huge, dude. They and not only that, but they acted together outside of this.
Oh, damn.
They were in the show Martin for 5 or 6 or 7. They're both. It's Martin's girlfriend and then her best friend. That's both of those girls.
Nice. What happened to my girl though? Where'd she disappear to?
So then, so Michelle Weeks was Ronette. And then the other two is Tisha Campbell. That's Martin's girlfriend. She plays Chiffon. And then Tashina Arnold plays Crystal. Yeah, they are the two characters from Martin. So again, it was great. Literally, I was talking to my wife last night about this, and I was like, I now desperately want to go back and watch the show because I feel like there's no way that there wasn't like a Halloween episode that made a reference to it.
Oh, there had to have
or
been.
some random nod and wink. You know,
you were in Little Shop of Horrors.
Well, Halloween would have been great, right? Because they both could have been dressed up in 50s fucking dresses and shit, and then just like looked at each other and been like, You know what I mean? Like because I live for that kind of fucking nod to shit. And so like now I'm like, I hate myself because I'm going to have to watch the entire
fucking show.
Not that I'll have a problem with it. It was a good show, but I will watch all of it
down
for that. Nope. That's not how it works for me.
That's not how it narrows down. You can't go through and just find the ones that are for Halloween.
I won't even look it up to find out like I'm sure someone else has already done the work, man. My brain don't work that way. I will watch all of it and find them myself. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, where's Waldo for me? Like, part of the fun is doing the work.
It.
Yeah.
Enjoy your quest, man. I wish you luck and hope you find it.
All right. The last few people here are much smaller roles. We're going to just hit their names real quick. They are huge people. Again, like I said, this is a star-studded movie. So we've got John Candy, Radio Man, Wink Winkinson.
Wink Winkelson or something? Winkinson.
Yeah, Wink Winkinson.
Wink Winkinson's World of Weird.
Then we've got Jim Belushi. He plays, Patrick something. He's just the dude at the end. He works for the botanical.
Yeah,
World
Botanical Gardens or something like that.
Entity, environment. I don't know.
He sells plants.
Yeah. He's way up in a company that sells plants.
And he's going to fucking just sell them worldwide, man.
Then we've got Bill Murray. Again, he's doing the Jack Nicholson. He is just a patient at the dentist's office.
He's the I Love Pain guy.
This is noticed as being one of the movies that helped pull him out of a brief hiatus where he had talked about quitting acting already. So think about that. Think about that.
Thank God. He had so much fun being that dude.
That his next movie after this was Scrooge.
Hey,
if they wouldn't have gotten him to come back and do this,
we go watch that episode.
We would never have been able to do that.
Exactly. We'd be on episode 41 right now.
God bless them.
God bless fucking Little Shop of Horrors.
Pulling him out of his little bit of a funk there, so that way we had that.
Reminding him that acting was fun.
Now, the last one that I want to mention, because again, there are some other people, but I mean, we're getting so small that it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And even the last one that I'm mentioning to you guys is his part is so small it doesn't matter. But I love the guy, so we're going to mention.
We have to shout him out.
It's Christopher Guest. Much like Bo, if you don't know this name by name, you do know this guy. This is Spinal Tap. This is Turn It Up to 11. This
from Disco to 11.
Christopher Guest. Like, trust me when I tell you, he has played some character. Princess Bride.
Yeah. He's the
Count.
The Count.
The evil. Yeah.
What the fuck?
He's Count Rugen.
He's the six-fingered man. Fuck.
Yeah, exactly. No, yeah, that's right. Yeah, he is the six-fingered man. He's the one that Mandy Patinkin wants to go after. This is why I want to mention Christopher Guest. I love Christopher Guest. He is in a lot of things. You know him. You have seen him, I promise.
Yeah,
you.
he is top tier, those guys.
Oh, 100%, dude. I mean, again, well, I mean, the Spinal Tap alone.
You think we would get in trouble for the t-shirt if, like, on the back we had, like, picture of, like, top 10 those guys?
So here's how you get around it. Instead of picking actual top 10, is we just say those guys, and then we get silhouettes, just silhouettes. Because you can't get, there's no likeness there. It's just a shadow, right? So you pick a silhouette of people that they definitely can recognize. Because they're going to see it and be like, oh, I know who that is. Which makes it even better for those guys, because he's one of those guys. You recognize his face so well that you know his silhouette.
It's a good idea.
That Christopher Guest, he wrapped up everybody. Yeah, like I said, his part is he is literally a customer that's there for like a minute and a half. He's not even in, I mean, screen time less than that. Like minute and a half is literally like from when his character walked in the door to when he's gone. That's not even when he was on the screen all of
45 seconds.
Yeah, max. All right, but so on that note, obviously we're getting to too small of a character from anybody beyond that.
We've gone from top to bottom. Yeah. We're good. We can start the movie now.
So you guys know me. First thing we got to hit is songs. But before we can even hit a song, though, this movie hits us with
a title scroll.
Yeah, some text scroll. Hitting us with some information.
September 23rd, the world encountered a strange being.
Did we even need the information, though? Like, did the original one
do this? I think it did. It might have been a shout out to the old Roger Corman one.
Because my only, they tell us so little information.
There's something that comes to Earth.
That to me, I would have been fine with the voiceover without text.
Yeah, we didn't need the text. The voiceover could have covered it.
Because when I see text scrolling like that, especially in the 80s, I'm ready for Star Wars. I'm ready to sit there for like 3 minutes reading something. For that to be like, I could see the start of it before the end of it. You know what I mean? Like you could see all of it on the scroll.
Right.
You could pause it and probably still read the back line.
That's all of it. 2 paragraphs, it sums it up.
It was a little much. Especially, do you know how they had to do that back in the day? They would paint it on glass.
Oh, shit, really?
And slide that away from the camera.
God, that's hard.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, some things are better with digital. I'll go ahead and say that for that.
So if they did that, if this was an era where they still had to do that, that's
painted it on glass. It was like, oh, just for this?
That's so much, dude.
You could have saved some money there. I'm just saying.
It just sets up that
Earth is in danger
in the not so distant past.
Yep, not that long ago in the 60s.
That's now much
like
further.
60 years ago, almost.
At the time, it wasn't that far. But then we started into a song. I mean, but we already said this is a musical. So by no means am I surprising you when I tell you it starts off with a banger.
Yeah.
They're all bangers. There's not a song in this movie.
Dude, it's going to get stuck in your head.
That's all
it has for me for like the past 3 days.
They're like everything from start to finish. Great. Like, I mean, I can't even begin to tell you guys. So again, if you've not seen it, definitely see it. It's worth it for the songs.
Oh yeah, just for the songs alone. Did you just go listen to I'm sure there's like a YouTube mix of the songs.
I saw it when I was looking for stuff.
That's what you want to do. Jam out to that.
Yeah, so we're not going to hit like in detail all the songs. We might make sure to tell you the name.
Yeah, we get our Greek chorus with our intro song, the Little Shop of Horrors.
Yep. Exactly. And one of the magical scenes that we see of them to really let us know that they are supposed to be separated from the rest of the crowd.
They just go through the flower shop and nobody pays any
not only
attention.
That, did you notice that they don't get wet?
I did. I went because the rain's coming down. I was just like, I wonder how they did that. How they're not, I don't know, but they would be so.
But that's one of the effects. Frank Oz made sure that he could try. He wanted to try to find more ways. He wanted. I read that he wanted to put spotlights on them through the whole movie whenever they came out. But the problem when they were in chorus mode, the problem is that the light would bleed on to other actors, which kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah, there'd be like shadows would get in the way.
You don't feel like they're separated from the world if you can see their impact on the world. And so he couldn't do that. So like this was one of his tricks to try to make sure you could see that they live outside.
That was really cool.
The world.
Like I ran it. I was like,
you were like, did I see that?
Yeah, right. I ran it back. I was like, oh shit, they're not wet at all. Because I was like, because them bitches should be just soaked. Because it's a downpour of rain.
They set up for us that we are going to our little shop of horrors, which.
It's a little flower shop. It's a Mushnick's flower shop.
It's a crazy nickname for a flower shop if you don't know the ride that we're about to go on.
If you
like when
you've never seen this and you're just
when you know where we're going,
we're in a flower shop.
Sense.
What's horror about it?
When you know where we're going, it makes total sense. But if you have no idea where we're going, you're probably like, what the hell is happening right now?
Oh my God, why should I be afraid?
They take us into Seymour.
Yep,
in his basement apartment, right?
Cell?
He lives down there.
Yeah, he lives down there. There's a bed and shit.
He lives and works in this shitty shithole
flower shop on Skid Row.
It's awful too.
And his boss,
he's clumsy as fuck.
Yeah, the whole fucking shelf comes down on him.
That serves a double purpose, right? Like, so let us know how ramshackle the place is, but also that he is clumsy. Yeah, because something about the scene definitely played out to me like it was more than just that the shelf was bad.
It's also something like this happens all the time.
Yeah, like somehow it's connected,
especially since his boss, luck. His boss doesn't even come to check on him. He's just like, what are you doing, you idiot,
Mr. Mushnick?
What a name, Mushnick.
What a name.
I just wrote him as Mush throughout my notes.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you're doing notes, you just got to find a good shorthand for everybody. Yeah. Well, like
he does have kind of a mushy face.
Well, like, like in this movie as opposed to the original. Like in the original it was Audrey Jr. is what the plant's name was, not Audrey 2. And so like I totally adopted Twoey from my notes.
I did too. Me too.
I was like, that's so good. I was like, as soon as he said it, I was like, Twoey.
Yep, that's your name now. It's Twoey.
Sometimes that's what you gotta do for shorthand. So I understand. You don't gotta explain it to me. Yeah, so we then cut to us seeing the shop, right? We transition from the basement to upstairs. It's what lets us know that he is living where he works.
Yeah, he just literally is downstairs. And Mushnick's reading the paper, says there's been an eclipse on the headline.
And then Audrey bursts in the door.
Yep, she's
fucking shiner.
Fucking
shiner. You can see it the second the second she's on
giant set. Black eye. And Mushnick's just like, your boyfriend been beating your ass again?
Oh no, it's
nothing like that.
You don't need to worry.
Don't worry about it. And he's like, nah, I don't like that dude. He's a bad guy. Yeah, don't worry about it.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just makeup, whatever the fuck she said.
Yeah. Up comes Seymour from downstairs, clumsily breaking more shit.
Yeah, he just keeps falling. He's basically just stumble bumps up the stairs.
Of course, Mushnick just
berates the fuck out of him.
Horrible,
and shit. So Audrey beats down to try and help him out and stuff. And he's like, oh, thanks, Audrey. Hey, is that new eye makeup? And she's just like, what the fuck, really?
Yeah. Their awkwardness is super awkward.
Because you can tell they like each other, but they always kind of like,
and they just
fuck it up
and
when they get around each other.
They don't know what to say to each other ever, right? And then we hear our girls talking outside, but they're now magically not our chorus.
Yep, they're just like teenagers outside.
And I will give credit. I don't know how old any one of the three were, like when the movie was made.
They somehow made them look shorter.
Well, the transition between when they are the chorus and when they are supposed to be the street girls is crazy because literally, it's like they lose 20 years or something, right?
Yeah, dude. Like, and they even like kind of, I don't know what they did, but they made them look like they were shorter somehow.
It's all amazing. It all works.
The camera tricks in this movie are fantastic. Well, and
everything in this is practical too.
Yes, I love it. Ooh, it's so great.
But yeah, so we see them. They're outside. Mushnick chases them off his stoop. He's like, "It's the middle of the day.
Shouldn't you be in school?" And they're like,
then he starts giving them shit for dropping out.
Screw that, man. We're out of here.
I agree. Get your education, kids. But I also agree. It's not my place to judge you for not getting one because I've got plenty of friends who dropped out, got GEDs, and have better jobs than I do today.
Yeah.
So it's not my place to judge.
They don't have a podcast, though.
They don't. I mean, again,
see, there we go.
I didn't say they were better than me. I just said they had a better paying job than me. They're very different. So again, though, like I'm just saying, Mushnick had no place. For sure, get your education. But he had no place coming down on them.
But they're just like, man,
he doesn't know what they're doing.
But they're just like, man, screw you, man. Nobody gets out of Skid Row.
And then we get Skid Row. I love this song. It's so good, dude.
Down on Skid Row.
Downtown, like they slide into it. Man,
everybody's doing the stomping shit in the street in time stuff. It's fantastic. I love this bit.
Totally. The song is just to represent to you how
much it sucks living here. Everybody's poor,
and
the cabs won't even
like
stop.
The hopelessness of it, right?
You're never
make
getting
sure
out.
Nobody there feels like they're leaving, right?
And it goes through everybody. Audrey even has like her line about it, and then
and then we even get like towards the end, we get the closeout, right? Like the two of them are standing on opposite sides of the corner of the building.
Yep, singing.
So we see that
thing.
They both desperately
just
want
to get the fuck out of Skid Row.
If only there were a way.
Only if there was a way, right?
Ding. Again, this movie is so formulaic. Like, it hits the notes, it hits them quick, it gets them done. Because there's so much singing that they need to get in.
I love right after the song, they're like in the shop, and then to show like the passage of time, it just cuts between them in just different places in the shop.
That's good. That's all you need, right?
And finally, Mushnick's like done. He's like
fed up
all day. We haven't had one customer all day.
That's it. We're closing.
I'm closing. Don't even bother showing up to Mother.
I mean, there's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do. We're not gonna make any money.
And so they're like, no, don't do that. And Audrey's like, hey, Seymour, bring him your weird plant that you've been working on.
He's been working on. Now she starts to say, did Seymour lie to her? Because we know that this is just a plant he found.
Yeah, he just bought it.
Didn't do anything special. Like, even right now, he's not even fed it right.
Yeah.
Right now, nothing special has happened. But she says, as he goes downstairs, he started grafting like 4 different types of.
Yeah, he's been working on it forever. He's a scientist almost.
Did he lie to her?
Oh, totally. He's been talking himself up.
Or is that just like is he also doing that and she just assumed this plant was
I think that's the implication, because he's like, during his little song in a second, he's like, because the dude knows my interest in weird plants.
I know, but it was just so bizarre for her to say that, and then we don't see other plants in the basement, right? Like,
there's nothing. It's
in
like
the basement is sparse.
It looks like your average like cellar. It's got like canned goods and shit on the wall.
If there weren't the bed practically on the floor, you wouldn't realize it was supposed to be his apartment. It's got a table, right? It's got a table in it.
If it was like full of other plants, I'd buy it a little bit.
So again, it was just a little weird that she had this like crazy speech about why.
He's been working on this great plant for weeks.
And she says that, and then he like immediately Mushnick's like, "Where'd you get this?" And he starts to tell the story. He's like, "Well, I went down to Chinatown.
I went down to Chinatown. Doop da doom.
I love this song. Total eclipse of the sun, right? But you can say what you want, but to me, the song is always just the Dadu song.
The Dadu song,
right?
Because it's like spoken word style. He's like, I went down to Chinatown and talked to my plant guy, and he didn't have anything weird, so I tried to walk away. And then when I turned around, suddenly, when without warning, there was a total eclipse of the sun. And then magically the plant appears, and he bought it for $1.95 because that Chinese guy was like, the Chinese guy was like, sure, whatever, dude, I'll make some money off this.
I swore it wasn't there before, but he said it was.
There was a glow. He did mention a glow.
I love everything about the flashback there. I love everything about that story.
I like the little song.
Like I said, I love the Dadu song.
Yep, the Dadu song.
Now, we got technically a little bit ahead of ourselves because we missed it. Christopher Guest came in first.
Oh, yeah,
our first
he
shopper.
did.
Because despite the fact that Mushnick asked him how he got the plant, he didn't answer Mushnick.
No, he's
the
just
first
like,
guy,
if we put it in the window, people will come
and Mushnick
in.
was like, that will never fucking happen.
Puts it in the window 2 seconds later.
And so, in comes
what
our
an
first...
interesting and weird plant you have.
Can you tell me more about it?
Where did you get it?
And then that's when we got our story.
Our Dadu song.
Again, not important by any means. I'm not trying.
But we didn't want to skip over Christopher Guest.
Because we made such a point.
He's those guys.
Well, when we made such a point to mention him, it'd be so silly to skip over him.
Wouldn't it be such a dick move? It's like, hey, man, we talk all about you. Fuck your scene, though.
But yeah, so he gets to be the guy who, again, he shows up to save the day.
Yeah,
because
he buys like...
We were going to be closed.
Yeah, he was like
$50 of roses. And then,
can you break 100?
No. Well, I guess you better double the order.
I'll buy twice as many.
What the hell?
We need $100. What did you do to piss your girl off so bad? You need $100 worth of roses.
Maybe
in
he thinks he can freeze them. He's gonna keep them for later.
I mean, for a little while, it might work. Oh, and do the gold dipping.
Oh,
right, and then sell them for way more.
Maybe he's the guy who started the business.
Yep, there you go. I bought these roses dirt cheap, and then I dip them and then sell them for like $1,200.
But then the store starts booming. Like we see everybody.
They want to see the weird
everybody who's everybody. They all come to the shop, Mushnick's shop.
There's people walking in like, see, look, I told you, honey, there it is. Some of the acting is great. With the extras, they're just like so big about it when they come in the fucking place. Is this the place with the weird plant?
Well, and he starts promising people stuff, right? Like because everybody's at first they're real excited, but then it starts to die off a little bit, and then he starts
to wilt.
He starts to make crazy promises. He starts telling people not only is it going to be back to healthy, it's going to get bigger.
It'll be back and bigger than ever. Just come
Now,
back tomorrow.
The only reason I have a problem with this is the man owns a plant shop,
He
right?
should know better.
Some plants,
They're not going to bounce back that quick.
Well, not only that, they just only get so big. And they don't know
also
anything
true.
about this plant.
Yeah,
he doesn't know it's
shit.
getting
that
bigger.
might be as big as it gets.
That could be its cap. It could be at
and
its
you know
full
what?
growth.
If it was,
still massive. That mouth, it's part Venus flytrap, right? Isn't that what he said?
but I mean, it's manageable at that point. You know, you can still just slice a finger and feed it at that point. If it stayed that way, this wouldn't have been that bad.
But yeah, it was just so weird for me to be like, this is a plant guy. It's so crazy that he's just automatically like, it's going to get bigger.
It's
like,
gonna get huge.
You don't know that. I mean, it does, and we do know that.
But he shouldn't have at that point.
In that moment, had no fucking clue that they would get bigger.
He's psychic. He has the third eye and knows these things. He is the mushnik.
Yeah, so like we said, the plant is getting a little bit sick still. It's starting to
it just
starting
kind
to
of
droop over.
droops over.
During this, we're about to leave this moment. Audrey's going to storm off.
She has a date.
Well, but before she announces the date, she makes a statement, right? About how she'd leave her no good boyfriend.
Yeah.
If she had any other
option.
possibility.
And
Seymour still doesn't
Seymour
speak
just
up.
stands there staring at his feet.
This is one of those moments, it's not super important, but I only want to bring it up because he is the designer of his own problems.
She was looking at him when she
was
said
begging him to say something.
Hey, give me another option, asshole.
In a world where some guys say I have to get a sign, and he is one of those guys, right? Like he's saying it while getting
a
the sign.
fucking billboard.
Exactly, and just not doing anything.
Neon. It glows. There's fireworks coming out of it.
So it's one of those things that it has to be said. This is Seymour is stuck in a problem that is his.
Yeah.
Not anybody else's.
I am not worthy of such things.
Yes, exactly. We will later see that maybe it's not only Seymour.
Yeah, it's both of them.
And so that's what makes the situation
even
doubly
worse.
hard.
Yeah.
Here.
Neither one of them realizes they deserve better.
She was trying already.
Yeah, she was. She was looking right at him like, if I had another, but he's all I've got.
It takes Seymour a little bit more before he gets there, but she was desperately trying to make the connection.
Just him staring at his shoes, man. Yeah. That bothered me. And just standing there, just like, oh, I'm like, dude, come on.
But so at this point, Mushnik was like, again, like we said, she storms out to go for her date. The reason she does that is because Mushnik was like, well, why don't we all go out together? And she was just like, I can't
celebrate. We got our success today, right?
I can't.
She
literally almost sounded
see
mad,
my boyfriend.
right?
You know, well, I mean, would you want to go see that asshole?
Well, I know, but she sounded mad at him. You know,
I guess.
The anger didn't seem
misdirected anger.
The anger didn't seem like it was placed for Oren.
Yeah,
it seemed like it was placed at Mushnik.
Fuck you, Mushnik. You know I have to go do things.
And then Seymour was like, "Are we still gonna go?
Are we still gonna go?" He's like, "Fuck no, you gotta take care of that plant.
What?
I want it hale and hearty by tomorrow morning. Now you get to work. Don't sleep."
Fuck this, dude. Again, if you wanted that out of him,
got me a cheeseburger.
Thank you. The least you could do is take me out to dinner.
There's a hot dog stand literally on the
New
court.
York City.
Exactly. It's New York. There's a hot dog stand right there.
Take me to the bodega.
For real.
Do something here. What are we doing?
Jewish deli, 2 blocks away.
But now we get our next song, Grow For Me.
Grow for me, please.
Anything.
I've given you sunshine.
This is where we get to find out
rain.
that he's tried all the normal plant things.
Yeah,
right?
everything.
Nothing's working.
I've tried humidity from desert to mud.
Yeah.
You still just die. What do you
I
fucking
need
want?
you. He's like, literally, my livelihood is depending on you surviving.
Yeah. And
what do I need? And he accidentally pricks his finger.
Damn roses. Damn thorns.
And as soon as he does, he goes to the sink and he's sucking on his finger and he hears the plant.
It's making that same fucking noise. Goes a little long for me.
It's super creepy. It's ASMR before
it's
ASMR,
like,
right?
I hate it. It grinds on me.
This is an excellent point I want to stop to mention because you can really see it right now. The lips on this puppet, right?
They move really fucking good.
Well, they look really real, right?
Yeah.
They literally made molds of the actresses of Audrey.
Oh shit.
And then put those on the plant. So Audrey 2 literally has part of
lips.
Audrey.
That's fantastic.
How dope is that?
It's just the
It's
sound.
and it's so subtle, right? Like
Yeah, it's real
because he
small.
named the plant. Now we know it's literally because he did see something. He saw
something.
a connection.
Oh, they have the same lips. That's
shut
why
up.
I have to name
Shut
it
up.
after
But yeah, no,
her.
you're right. The sound is crazy.
I hate that sound.
It's literally like a baby. Like, you know, if
Like
you
a
ever
baby
been-
sucking on a
it's
fucking
not.
bottle.
Well, it's not even like a baby actually sucking on a bottle. It's like if you've been around a baby who wants a pacifier or a bottle but doesn't have it.
Yep.
It's like
They're
they're
just
looking
like,
at you,
"Hey, give
trying
it
to
to
make
me."
the loud, annoying
Hey.
sound. That's
Come
what
on.
it is.
Give me my fucking tit.
And the thing is, that's essentially what is happening, right? Like, because that's what I mean. The plant is saying.
Yeah, it's a baby plant,
the,
dude. It's
the-
like, hey,
the
give me-
blood is the milk.
I want the blood.
His finger is the tit. Okay, maybe the analogy is getting weird now.
Getting weird now, but we'll go on to what's actually happening. He
But so
starts
he needs
squeezing
to
the
feed-
blood.
well, it takes him way longer than it should have to realize that that's what needed to happen.
Yeah, he's like, oh, so you want me to open a vein?
Well, like, yeah, in the song, I know,
I guess
right?
I'll give you a few drops.
But it takes him so long. Like he hears it
Yeah.
making the noise, and he starts to do he puts
the one
unbloody
finger, and
then
it
the
starts
bloody
biting
finger.
at the finger, and he
but he
puts the
doesn't
one-
care about the I
No,
love that
I don't want
scene.
that one. I want the other. It even turns its face up at it, like, no,
No,
no, I don't want that one.
I love it. It was so good.
But blood is the key,
And
right?
not only is it the key for it to, because we saw it was starting to die. It's not just the key for survival. It's the key for growth.
As soon
'Cause
as
it
he walks out of the
doubles, right?
room.
Would you say it was close?
Was this stop motion or a practical effect? Do you know? Because if it was a practical effect, it's so cool, but it's still awesome if it was stop motion.
I'm pretty sure it's a practical effect. And what I read that they had done is that it's the camera was actually like in a spot to where they had it far away.
Yeah.
The pot that you see in front is only a fake flower pot.
Yeah.
And they pulled it closer to the fake flower pot, so that
That's
way it
fucking-
would in camera look bigger.
Oh, that's so cool. And then they had the things floral out
Yeah.
of it and stuff. I love practical effects.
Like I said, most of this movie is all practical
I've seen
effects.
CGI that was way worse
Yeah,
than
no, this looked good.
practical effect.
And like I said, it practically doubles in size. It's not quite.
It almost
double,
busts
but
out
yeah.
of its little coffee can that
Yeah,
it's in.
yeah.
Maxwell House.
nice.
Little product placement for him.
And so, of course, now it's even more important to the store and the news.
Yeah,
like
and everything.
Everybody wants to hear about this plant now because now it is literally Mushnick's promises are being fulfilled now. It
Yeah,
came
it-
back to life and it's growing.
And it's bigger. Like I was right. I told you.
One of the first stops on his publicity tour was his radio interview with Wink Winkinson.
Played by John Candy.
Amazingly played by John
I
Candy.
love this shit.
This radio DJ is insane.
Right.
The energy level. And again, this is what I had to be like back in the day, right? Like, I mean, there was no soundboard.
Yeah, no soundboard.
You had to do it
stuff.
all
You
yourself.
had to have props.
You'd have
and
a bucket
things.
with you and a hammer and you clang it and, you know.
Oh, I got a crick in my neck. Pulls the thing out.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, he had to be exhausted.
Exhausted.
By the end of his
sweating
shift.
by the end of his show, right?
Like, he's going home and sleeping the day off. You know what I'm saying? Like, good
Man,
lord.
they worked hard in radio back in the day before these fucking soundboards, man.
And then-
we got it easy now.
And then I even love John Candy's hair here. The 1950s like
50s,
greaser
curl thing, but it's
Yes, dude.
blonde.
Oh, it's so awesome.
it's
You
so
don't see
good.
it very often in a blonde look. Usually if you see that, it's a guy with jet black
hair,
because that's
right?
the look. It's the leather jacket guy
yeah,
who has that.
the biker guy.
I love seeing John Candy with it. I don't
just-
know why.
And he's a radio guy,
It
so
looks
nobody
so-
sees it.
Yes.
So there's like no point for him to do it. He
But
can
he
have like
does.
just crap hair,
But
but,
he
he's like,
does.
no, fuck that. I wake up every morning and I do my little swoosh.
And so he's trying to get some information about the plant, but he's really just being wild.
It's like,
and just
dude, if
being
you guys
goofy
could
as
see
shit.
this thing,
Yeah.
it is giant. It's weird.
We see in the shop at the time that he's in doing the interview, Mushnick and Audrey are listening to him do the interview, and all you hear is Mushnick keep going, the address, my boy, give him the address.
He tries. He's trying to, but fucking
Yeah,
John
no.
Candy's talking over him.
Just
Like, oh,
keeps
that's
cutting
our
him off.
show. Blah, 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 blah. And
And as soon as he
it
hears
was
that,
still good publicity.
Yeah, he goes, it's still good publicity. And again, like, I mean, this is what? It's 1960s New York, right? So
Yeah.
this radio station is only broadcast in the city.
And probably only in like a certain area.
So chances are if you drop the name of the business,
Yeah, how many
they're gonna find
Mushnick's
you.
flower shops are there?
I don't think it mattered if the address was set.
They still, in the 60s, they had a directory you could call the operator and
So
they
like
could
I said,
just send you to it.
I don't think it mattered too much.
No, not that much. It's better to get the
It
address,
is.
but it's
But it's not the most important
he
thing.
got the name. That's all that
They
matters.
can find
I even
you.
think he said the part of town over in fucking where in Skid Row.
Yeah, pretty sure he did.
I like that he asked him where he got it, and he goes and starts into he does the doo-wop song again.
I was just about to say that they say, where'd you get it? And as soon as he says it was during the eclipse, we hear the chorus drop the da-do.
And I was like, I like to think he did the whole song again on air.
I adore that every time they say the word eclipse in the movie,
Yeah,
we get the random da-do.
Because it's the sting for it.
I love the callback joke, dude. I love a good callback joke, and that is a great callback joke.
It was. They don't do the whole thing, but I like to think that it actually happened. And that was his highest rated radio show. Is the nerds like, where's the da-do guys coming in from?
I didn't see this sound.
I didn't put any music on. It just
everybody at home kept saying they heard this
da-do song going.
We exit off them listening to the radio to Audrey going home, right?
Yeah,
walking
she goes
across
home,
the street.
and
our girls,
our chorus girls who are
not
teenagers,
the chorus
now.
right now.
They're teenagers right now.
It's horrible that we have to specify.
I know, right?
But yeah, right now they are normal kids.
Yep, they're normal kids, and they're like, "Man, your boyfriend sucks. You should probably go out with that Seymour
Well, at
guy."
first they're just like anybody, and she tries to give them the same speech, right? She's
I
like,
ain't got anybody else.
and they're like, "What about
that
glasses
dude?
He seems to
he
have the
seems
things
legit."
for it.
And they're like, and she's like, "Oh, I
She
don't deserve a guy like Seymour."
She scoffs. Well, I mean, she says I don't deserve him, but she scoffed like she was saying I can do better. But then we see her.
She has her. This is our Little Mermaid song.
Somewhere that's green. She goes inside.
I want the white picket fence, the nice little house with the yard so he can mow, and we'll have the kids. We'll watch Lucy. Go to bed at 9:15. I don't know why that was specific.
Well,
bedtime 9:15.
She's making sure you know. But the main takeaway here is that obviously this poor beaten, literally.
Yeah, she's walking around. Her arm is in a sling.
She is literally a beaten down woman, is dreaming of a life outside of the city, a life in the suburbs.
She wants to leave it to Beaver life.
She wants the nuclear household, right?
Yeah.
Like the 1950s. This is her
during her song,
blonde
there's
hair,
even like a Tupperware party.
Yeah, I was about to say
and
Tupperware.
shit.
This is your blonde-haired, blue-eyed housewife who is the homemaker. This is where the term and thought of what we think of as like homemaker came from.
Home and Garden magazine.
She's the woman at home who is going to make sure dinner's ready every night. And again, today we might scoff at that being her dream, but when you look at the life she has,
I'll gladly do.
But
that.
again, when you look at the life she has, too, like
especially
say what you want.
That's nice.
It's better than
all you gotta do is just take care of a house.
We gave Seymour crap because his apartment was literally the basement of the flower shop. In all fairness, she lives less than a block away.
Yeah,
from
she lives
the shop.
across the
He
street.
Can see
he
from
can
her
watch
basement
her from his window.
So Jesus fucking Christ here. Like that's what you gotta remember about these people. Like, yeah, her dream may not be that big. Her life exists in 3 city blocks.
Right? This little circle.
Doesn't.
This is our entire movie.
Like we live in a small town where people never leave the small town, but the town is many miles.
Yeah.
Right. These
country town.
Yes. These are 2 people whose whole existence is essentially in less than 2 miles.
Ooh, fuck, that's rough.
Right? Like you think about it.
There's like about the same population as we have too, in that.
So that's
in that 3-block area.
That's the part you really got to think about. Like leaving New York at that time when you're in that kind of like impoverished. It's almost like street rat. This is like Aladdin. Like you can't get better than the place in life you were given. So yeah, their dream doesn't seem that big to us, but for where they were, it's huge.
Yeah,
it's still almost unobtainable.
And nothing to be fucking laughed at.
That's right. And so say what you want, but this bitch deserves her somewhere that's green.
Yeah, exactly. And we all deserve our somewhere that's green. Goddamn.
Somewhere that's green.
I think we were pretty good pitch. I think it was okay.
I think it sounded all right. All right.
We're going to get comments. And we're like, don't ever do that again. My eardrum started bleeding.
So after we wrap up her song, and we now know that she loves Seymour.
Yeah,
100%. Because like I said,
good enough.
like I said, when she was outside, she said, "I'm not good enough," but she scoffed in a way, like she was telling those girls, like, he wishes, right?
Yeah.
But then she goes inside, and we really see
she legit.
She has a dream to not be here, and she wants Seymour to be a part of
the
that.
guy
you know,
there.
like, if your dream is to not be in New York City, it could be easy for
Faceless
her dream to.
dude.
Yeah, it didn't have to be Seymour.
No, it was Seymour. She wants
something.
him to go with her.
She wants the both of them to have better, right?
Yeah,
means something.
It does. It was really sweet. I like it. I like the song.
You like the song in ways you didn't even realize.
Yeah, I liked it. It's in Little Mermaid too.
It's connected to mind fucking notes in your head that you didn't realize made you love that song. After the song, we open up on the next day. We're back at the flower shop, and Mushnik is coming down. On poor Seymour, right?
Right.
Seymour is he should be. We should be
he's
praising him.
He's the reason all
the
these
shop
people
is
are
busy as fuck.
He is. He can't even keep track of. He's just grabbing money from people.
But no, he's got to get mad because someone called and Seymour forgot one.
Mr. Striven or Shiver.
He forgot one. And don't get me wrong.
One order.
It was for a funeral, and that is.
And apparently a very prominent one because these people are dropping like flies. They're a very old family.
So I understand, but
come on now. Look at all you've made a fuck ton of money today.
And can we also, Audrey fixes one up in like, what, 2 minutes?
2 seconds?
So does it matter?
Yeah, because he goes in the back. He's like, I forgot the thing. And she's like,
she goes,
what kind is it?
We'll need this and we'll need this.
Is it a wedding, birthday, or funeral? Funeral. All right, give me the lilies. I need that glue and some glitter. Bam.
And she's just like,
it's done.
Just, like cartoon style. Just like slaps her hands together in a way that doesn't make sense and goes, flowers.
Little clap. Magic.
So again, I don't really understand. Again, Mushkin is just an asshole.
He is an asshole because he's just like, God, he forgot. Customers, do you hear me? He forgot.
In the beginning, we didn't even know it so much, but by this point, we're even starting to be set up from Seymour that his relationship with Mushnik was more than this.
Yeah.
We don't get the full story yet. But we can address this. Yeah, he's essentially,
it's like his stepdad.
We heard earlier, I guess we did hear some of this.
Yeah, he pulled him out of the orphanage.
He pulled him out of the orphanage. There's a reason
gave him
a
place to sleep and a job every other Sunday off.
Yeah, this is insane then, right?
Yeah.
Like it's crazy that this is the way the guy treats him.
For like 25 years.
And poor Seymour doesn't know any better.
Yeah,
he just thinks this is the way it should be.
This is how life is. It's because it's better. He's scum. He deserves it.
It's better than the orphanage.
He pulled me out of the orphanage and he gave me some food and a place to sleep. So it's a lot better.
It's absolutely crazy.
And I'm useful. I sweep the floor.
During the let's wrap up a flower real quick. They start to have a real connection finally, right? They're finally starting to see past the dumb.
Yeah,
we're awkward and can't do this, right?
I thought it was fucking funny that she's sitting there being like, you should think better of yourself. You deserve better and shit. And it's like, bitch, look in a mirror.
That's what I said earlier. They both have the exact same
fucking problem.
They're just manifesting it in different ways, right? She just doesn't think she's better, so she lets the shit get kicked out of her.
Yeah.
Literally. He doesn't think that he deserves better, so he doesn't try to do better. Although I guess she's doing this. They are literally just doing the same thing.
Yeah, they're doing the exact same thing from different sides.
Yeah. It is what it is. But so they have their moment though right now,
yeah,
right?
She's like you should go buy you some new clothes. Well, and he's like, stuff.
Would you want? He asked her. He asked her out on a date.
Would you go and help me buy the clothes?
Oh, my boyfriend wouldn't.
I can't do that because I gotta go on my boyfriend.
And then Mushnik walks in and makes it even more awkward.
Yeah, he's like, oh, you're going out with that asshole again. You can do better. You should have a nice kid sitting right here next to you.
Yeah. And now we finally get our first look.
What kind of dentist wears biker pants and leather? And then it cuts over to Steve Martin fucking riding a Harley.
Dr. Oren Scrivello.
DDS.
What's even crazier to me about this is like, how rarely we see Steve Martin with hair color, right? And I don't mean that in just...
It's usually white.
Well, it's not... It's white, or even before it was white, it was already... Like, by the time he was 25, like, if you've seen his stand-up, he was already, like, gray.
Yeah.
Like, old man gray. And he went from old man gray to, like, that 90-year-old about to die white. by the time he was like 30.
30, yeah.
And so it is so crazy seeing him in this with the jet black
fucking hair.
And it looks good.
It
like,
does.
you know, like I've seen him in a couple other things where he's done dye stuff, and and I get it. It's because the character was meant to look bad. That's the whole purpose of it.
Yeah.
But god damn, it looked good on him. Like, it's
Right.
one of those things where you're like, I'd love to live in the alternate world where his
he
hair
had
never went white.
the jet black hair.
Because Jesus Christ,
Looking good, son.
He would have played more characters like this, right? Like,
Yeah, he totally would have.
he'd
Like
have
more
been
like
the
James
badass.
Dean like
Oh, yeah,
characters,
dude, he
dude.
had
Fucking
it.
cool.
He
That
had
fucking that chin and the nose. Totally.
Well, because again, he's a douche in this, and there are still some moments where I see him, just the look, not anything he's
the
doing,
sneer.
but the look, and I'm just like,
Yeah,
God
you
damn,
fucking
dude,
asshole.
I could look up to you though,
Right.
I
Like,
could look up to
you're
you.
cool, but you're an asshole.
But yeah, we find
We
out
get his song.
yeah, and we find
I'm
out
bad.
this is when we find out he's a true sadist. Like,
Yeah.
before, we just know he's been beating up on Audrey. We don't know that it goes all the way
Because
into
he
his
gets off on it.
career. And you know, it literally lets us see and prove the point from earlier, right? Audrey told the girls outside, like, he likes me and he treats me like this.
What would he do to me if he didn't like me?
Like,
so
these
I'm
are people that pay him and
Yeah,
he treats
and
them
he-
like this. One dude is
hiding.
climbing
He's like
on
trying
the
to hide
ceiling.
on the ceiling.
He's like
just like,
gripped
nah, buddy.
fingernails into a board on the ceiling.
Holding on for dear life. I felt bad for the kid with the braces.
Yeah.
He's just cranking that wrench down.
But so this definitely proves her point, right? Like,
Yeah.
again, if he likes people, or again, he needs these people and he treats them this way, what is he going to do to you if he doesn't
if he
like
doesn't
you?
like you, fuck. You'll die slowly and horribly.
Right? Like, I mean, she's kind of got a point about why she's. I can't understand the circumstances of how she got there. I can understand why she might be afraid to leave.
Afraid to get out just when you need.
Because this is the 60s. This is before, like, safe homes and places for her to
this
go.
is
Like,
when you need like giant 300-pound guy to come in and beat
And
dudes.
Seymour
ass.
ain't it.
Yeah, Seymour ain't it.
God bless his heart. Seymour ain't it. But yeah, so the main takeaway here, though, is just that Oren Scrivello is 100% a piece of crap. Like, I mean, we knew that because
Yeah.
he was a woman beater.
But now
this lets you know that there is no level of him.
He's also a sadist and a nitrous oxide addict, and
He's beating his secretary.
beats
and
his
shit.
secretary, knocks her
Man,
out with the door and
Good.
everything.
Yeah, it's really bad. We
Then-
even see this is like we see him like, you know, when we first see him in all this stuff, it's for his song, right? Like,
Yeah,
it's not
he's
actually
in his dentist office.
then we get to actually see the end to the moment we started, right? Which is where he pulls up on the motorcycle to pick up
And the
Audrey.
magic motorcycle stops on a fucking
Well,
dime
I love that he gets off. He has this little interaction
with Seymour.
But then when he gets back on, right, and he tells Audrey to get on, she side saddles this motorcycle.
She does. She's very classy when she rides a
I
motorcycle.
was just like, there is
Explains
no
why
way.
she fell the fuck off later.
Yes, I was like, there is absolutely
You don't ride a motorcycle
no
that way.
fucking way you would
Maybe
decide
don't
to
wear
do
a
that.
dress if you're going to
Right?
be riding a Harley.
Well, they were riding it down alleys, dude.
Yeah.
Side saddle, and you're having to like
Yeah, nope, no way.
lean
no
like you would
wonder
have
she
to
fell
turn
off.
down an alley. Come on. Again, I'm nitpicking
yeah,
here,
that's-
but I mean,
It's
it was
fine.
crazy.
But Steve Martin sees the plant and stuff, and he gives gives Seymour a bunch of shit, and then they leave on their fucking date, and it's like, man, what a fucking dickhead.
Did he not act surprised that the person she worked with was the plant guy, but he knows she works in a plant shop?
Store?
All of that scene was very
He doesn't
awkward.
listen to her at all.
Oh,
man.
no, yeah, and it's very clear. The more, again, up till now, we've not seen their relationship. We've only seen that
when you're spoken to.
We've seen that she was abused. That's
Yeah.
it. Now you find out that it's not physical only. It's physical. It's mental. It's emotional. It's every kind of abuse.
You will call me
can.
doctor. I will.
And
get
every
up,
time,
like,
every time, right? Like literally every time she
doctor.
forgot to say doctor, he flipped out.
What
on
the
her.
fuck?
Once the
This
scene
just sets up that you're not going to give a shit about what happens to him later, though.
That's it, which is good. So, and that's exactly what starts happening right now, right? So as soon as they leave, we get we get this interaction between Seymour and Audrey 2.
Yep.
It's the first time he calls Audrey 2 Twoey.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know what to do about it, Twoey. He treats her
And
like
as soon
crap.
as he said it,
And
I was just instantly like, man, that name is good.
That is exactly what I'm writing
Yeah,
in my notes.
literally,
from now
that's
on,
the
'cause
transition
I was
point.
writing
Yeah.
Audrey 2. I was like, no, it's Twoey now. Literally just 2 Why?
Twoey. It's such a good nickname. It really is. It's in my notes as well. Right there. I even wrote that. That's why I did it. I was like, oh man, Twoey, such a good nickname.
Right. But then it collapses over again. He's like, oh man.
What can I do to help?
I don't
my
have any more blood.
You can see, right?
Yeah,
Like,
every single one of them.
He's dried out the vein tips
fucking
in his
one.
fingers.
Yeah, they are. He's like, give me a few days to heal so I can get some more blood.
Audrey 2 says, fuck that shit.
Feed
Starts
me.
talking. Right?
Feed me.
We've known the plant's crazy.
Yeah.
It's something not of this earth.
But now it talks.
Or we never knew it was not of this earth, but we could assume.
Because it appeared out of nowhere during the
and that it's drinking blood. You know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't eat meat. We got told this.
Yeah.
You know, all these things. It has to literally be blood.
Fresh blood. We get told that here in a second. I need blood. Fresh blood.
Well, I mean, he already knew that, though, because he thought it was a Venus flytrap. I promise you he tried to feed it meat, because you can feed a regular Venus flytrap meat. Like the song told us.
Yeah,
he tried everything.
Him fucking
Even though the song didn't tell us he tried to give it meat, he did. Because it's, again, he thought it was a Venus flytrap. It's something you could definitely feed it.
I like this stuff. He's just like, they start singing the little song.
It says, you know who you could feed me.
Right? It's like,
you know
exactly who you could feed me.
And we see the look across the alleyway.
And then there they are, and he's being an asshole to her
treating
again.
her like shit.
Like, get the damn
Trying to get
door,
the door
open,
yeah,
you slut.
Yeah.
Where's
the call her a
Where's
slut?
the Vitalis? I don't have any. You bitch.
He called her a slut, and I was like, Steve, Martin.
What the fuck, man? Don't call a bitch like that.
You
motherfucker.
I was like, I expect better out of you, Steve.
Immediately back over to the shop and just like, I don't know, motherfucker look like plant food to me.
I will point this out, though. At no point was Seymour... Again, this story is very different than the other versions. Than the play, than the other movie. In those versions, Seymour is immediately complicit to what the plant wants.
Yeah, and the Roger Corman one, he's like, oh, yeah, you need people.
He starts killing hookers
I know a lot of
one.
people who need to die.
He kills...
Hookers, bums, homeless people, doesn't matter.
He goes to crazy things.
He goes full fucking Butcher of Baker Street on him.
In the play, it's still the dentist, but it plays out differently, and he's more...
It's not as many people.
We'll get there in just a second, but right now in this version, literally, he's not even having the idea to go kill Oren.
Yeah.
Audrey says it. He never would have had that idea.
No, Audrey's like, you want to go kill that motherfucker.
Seymour is that good of a guy.
Somebody that needs to die.
You know what I mean? Like, Seymour is that good of a guy that he's met a dude he hates and is an obstacle in all of his ways.
And he's still like, nah, I'm not going to kill that dude. Until the plant's like, you...
Now, the other thing I want to mention about this song is that this is the song where it gets really weird because the plant, Audrey 2 starts promising things, right? Audrey 2 literally says, I'm a genie.
Give you the world.
I'm a genie.
I'm a genie. I can grant your every wish.
We never see any of that.
No, none of it.
But that is the complete basis of the 1990s kids cartoon that was based on Little Shop of Horrors. Did you ever watch this?
No, I didn't. I've heard of it, but I've never watched it.
So the entire premise of that cartoon, obviously it wasn't a horror thing where the plant eats people, was it reset it to where like instead of finding him as an adult, he finds him, it's 90s, it's got to be a little kid, right?
A little kid.
So Seymour finds the plant as a kid, and Audrey 2 is like a wish granting, not like it's not like, we're not talking like like it's always at a
price,
or
it doesn't go quite the way they want it to.
Something is wrong.
There's always something wrong with Monkey's Paw.
Yeah, and that was the show.
That's not exactly what happens.
That's not at all anything, because we never see this plant actually fulfill anything.
Yep, never grant
It's like
a wish.
It just says that to get what it wants, right? Just like how a Venus flytrap might stay open because it looks like a perfectly nice landing spot.
And smells so nice.
And then it's still going to kill you. Much like it, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's so weird that that's the aspect
it's all a trap
the writers use to make that cartoon from.
Yeah,
because it's not true. It's like one line in a song that's a lie to entice somebody to do things for
Seymour
you.
immediately is just like, I'd like to be riding a Harley and make all the other dudes
never see
jealous and all this other shit.
Never happens.
I like the song though.
It's good.
If you didn't think Rick Moranis could actually fucking sing this song right here, where
he does amazing in all of it, but yeah, this one he really puts it to the test.
Really putting the soul in it, dude.
But yeah, so my main point just being, it was very weird one line of a song to be the thing that they based something that at least got an entire season in the 90s. I mean,
if they would have just been like, look, instead of the genie bit, they'd just been like, look, I mean, like, you know how this shit's gonna work. We're gonna get famous. Fucking look at me. I'm a
That's
giant
all it needed to
plant.
Be. You keep me healthy. We got the world as our
and
oyster.
We'll make all kinds of money. But no, it's like, nope, I'm genie. I grant wishes. You want money, fame, women, drugs, all that shit. I'm your dude.
First, you gotta feed me.
First, you gotta feed me.
And so now we see
blood, son.
And now we see the Seymour said, "Okay, I guess if it's what I gotta do, I gotta do." So he goes to see. He gets himself an appointment at the dentist's office.
Yep,
at Oren's office.
Takes him a nice little 38 revolver. Very nice. Want one?
Now, when he's sitting, before
he hasn't even got there yet.
Yeah, I was going to say before
we just go
we
over.
see the office, but before he gets to the office, I almost missed it. We see Bill Murray. Now, Bill Murray is in the waiting room. He is upsetting everybody else, right? Like, they're all hurt, and he's like, "Oh, I wish I could be there.
I am so upset.
I want to be there.
I'm next, me." And the person who comes out, he's like, "What did they do to you?"
It's a little kid,
too. He's got all these wires in his head.
They broke your jaw. You're so lucky.
Oh, you should count yourself lucky. And he sits down. He's not even sitting. He's like on his heels, bouncing, just like. He clearly gets off on pain.
Oh, very much. He is the masochist to match the sadist that is the dentist, right? Like, they're the perfect match for each other. Unfortunately, not so, because our sadist friend only likes it if you
scream.
If you don't.
You
right?
have
like,
to
if
not
you
like
enjoy
it. That's
what
how he gets off.
If you enjoy it, he doesn't approve.
I like your suffering. You're enjoying this.
So he does all this stuff, and
I love it though. He keeps pulling out like more and more fucked up like tools, and he's just like,
well, he starts yelling crazy stuff off.
Yeah,
whenever we cut away.
Thank you.
So here's a thing I found out. Apparently, while Bill Murray went in for these, he had no script. It was literally just that he'd be screaming off set, and so he ad-libbed the fuck out every time that they would start, right? The only problem was for the editor, all of the ad-libs were always different, and so drastically different, it made it hard for him to make a concise scene.
Oh.
He really gets into it.
Yeah, he does.
Like I said, the things he says are so outlandish. None of them were planned.
None of them were scripted. He's just out
goes
saying
for it.
If I'm having the best sex I've ever had in my entire life, what would I be fucking saying? Right? Like that's what he was thinking.
It's so great. And then when he finally, when it's over, it's not even really over, right? Like,
he just stopped.
Oren, Steve Martin literally just gets fed up.
He's like, "You're not reacting the way I want you to. Get the fuck out."
And he walks straight out to Seymour, right? And he's like, "Let me ask you something." He holds up the tool. Does this tool scare you?
Yeah.
Would it scare you if I were gonna use it on you? Would you think it's gonna hurt?
Yes. Good. Get in the fucking chair.
Now. I was just like, perfect. All right.
Right.
Okay.
He's like, now I will get my screams today.
Right. And Seymour walks back there, and he starts to give him the speech about how he wants this one to be extra special after the last one, right? The last one really messed up his day.
I need my special mask. I invented it for just such occasions, right?
Even before he says that, he tells Seymour he's going to give him the gas. And he's like, good. I don't think I can handle this.
It's not for you. It's not for you at all, buddy.
And then he proceeds to pull out this mask, right?
Fucking steampunk apparatus, just
it's
a whole
so crazy.
Like half
it's
a
got
suit,
the
bubbles, the balloons on the side. Almost like an iron lung, almost.
It's like
mini,
Bane.
Right? Yeah, there you go. Little Bane things that's shooting venom into his skull.
Yeah,
but
so
it's all
just,
nitrous.
Yeah, and he's just huffing it for, like, he first puts it on, and he just takes himself a couple of deep breaths. And then he's just like, all right, you ready to do this?
No.
Yeah, very intense, right? Like, that is the kind of thing that would give you nightmares, right? You see that?
Dude,
you see some of that mask coming at you?
This huge fucking, like, awful, like, fucking, I don't even know what to fucking call it. Like Vader mask thing that he's got going on here. And then he's cackling maniacally and shit.
While his back was turned, our boy Seymour pulls out
his little gun, his little 38, and it just makes him laugh harder.
And it doubles up, right? It makes him laugh harder, and it makes that laughter makes Seymour like second guess himself on if he should do this, if he can.
I don't think I can do this, right? He starts backing up and
but
shit.
Then he doesn't even have to make that call.
No, he doesn't, because the dude's just like, hang on, I got to turn this thing off, and I'm gonna deal with your shit.
And he rips the knob,
breaks it, and it just starts going more. And
he's laughing.
Hey, give me a hand here.
I guess you wouldn't.
I guess you wouldn't, would you?
Until he laughs himself to death. What a way to go.
What did I ever do to you?
It was her. It's not what you did to me. It's her. No, he even says, who?
Who?
Oh.
Bleh. And then dies.
No, he even gets the her.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's technically Seymour did not do anything. He simply just allowed him to die.
I love when he died. The last squonk of the balloons.
They just stopped. Like,
They went,
like, oh, we're
"Quonk."
out finally.
I was just like, even when you're like, it's a death, we gotta
You gotta take it serious. Like,
Like,
oh, poor guy. But then it's just like,
beautiful.
Just the way I love the delivery on the "what did I ever do to you?" Because he's still half laughing at the fucking guy.
We see him start dragging the body out of the building.
Oh yeah, dude! It just
every comical
slides down the stairs.
Every comic effect you've seen from any movie with a dead body proceeds to happen as he drags us back.
Drags it all the way back to the shower shop, and he tries to give it to the plant, and the plant's like, "Chop it the fuck up! What are you doing? Chop it up!" And he's like, "Oh god damn it, really?"
He's such a bossy and impatient. He said, "Chop it up," and then he was like, "Where's my food?" It's like, you told him to chop it up.
You could have chewed on it, motherfucker. It'd have been fine. And you have teeth. I see him.
If you've seen the movie before, you know for a fact it doesn't need it chopped up.
Yeah, it swallows bigger people.
Yeah. So it's stupid.
Yeah. But he drags it out back, grabs the axe, and makes him a little blood-proof suit out of fucking newspaper and string. But he commences a chopping, and Mushnick shows up.
Mushnick, who, from what we can tell, never goes to work late.
Yeah.
Happens to show up late.
I mean, he's making money now. I guess he's paranoid that...
But if you're making money, aren't you less likely to show up late?
Or maybe he's paranoid Seymour's, like, stealing...
I guess Seymour does live in the building.
He does. He's like, little motherfucker's in the basement. He just walks right up to the fucking cash register and ching.
Yeah, but so for whatever reason, though, he does show up. And when he shows up, he sees Seymour mid-swing.
Yeah,
chopping his body up. He runs off. Doesn't do anything
yet.
Runs off.
Yeah, but he's shocked.
Seymour,
to be
Seymour
sure.
feeds Dr. Oren to Audrey.
That's pretty brutal, dude. He just drags him in a trash can wrapped in a little newspaper, just starts throwing him in like pieces of fucking cod you would to a fucking orca.
So now is when we're gonna get to the that piece of information that like behind the scenes stuff I told you I was gonna save for you. So all of the plant puppets, probably from this point to the end of the movie, are so big that the arms and stuff, if they were to move them as fast as they look like they're moving,
would kill somebody.
Well, no, they just would have been wobbly and stuff. Like, think about a puppet with long, skinny arms, right? Like,
it would have just been jerky and shit.
So they had to move things really slow to make it look that way, and then they sped the film up. That means, though, that any time there was a person on screen interacting, so they were moving at half speed, so that way when they sped everything else up, they would sync up. I can't tell you which scenes have which people are definitely slowed.
Does it
but
matter,
just know in your head that some of the times you're seeing these people, they could either be singing or talking
in slow fucking motion,
and it's sped up to
and it's
sync.
Still pitch perfect and shit. We have grossly underestimated Rick Moranis, you guys. We really
because it's definitely going to be him. He's in more interaction scenes with Audrey too
with the plant. We need him back. Come back.
So yeah,
one more run.
Are you glad that I waited?
I am, dude. That's dope. I didn't know that because I was like, man, dude, just like puppet master guys were on their fucking game in this movie, just slinging their shit around.
It was.
I didn't even think of that.
Slow, so that way.
It would have to be, otherwise it's just gonna jerk and shit. Right?
When I found that out, I was like, that's some real.
That's
the movie magic that we like. That's real, practical. They found a way
had to do it that way and still made it work.
So dope.
None of your fancy ass computer bullshit.
Then we get the next morning though, after he feeds poor Oren.
He didn't sleep, man.
He didn't sleep.
He's just like, I wouldn't either.
The police show up next door over to
Audrey's.
They're
talking to Audrey and Mushnick.
He runs over to make sure everything's okay. She's blaming herself, right?
Yeah.
She's like, it's my fault. And I'm like, bitch, you weren't there. How is it your fault?
It's my fault if he came upon foul play.
Right? I'm like, stop it right now.
I love the way they say it. It's like 3 times, and it's like the way they just stop and pause on it. Like, foul play.
But yeah, so this is that moment where it really drives home, though. She wholeheartedly believes she deserves
this shit.
Like, she finally gotten out of it, and she's still like, I should be there. I deserved to be there. I don't deserve to be free of him just because he's gone.
And then suddenly Seymour shows up.
And we get
and then the song Suddenly Seymour.
Now it makes sense, right?
Makes total sense.
Suddenly Seymour.
She belts that fucking line.
There's a reason why we
time.
remember her. There's a reason why she got big.
She put so much into that.
There's a reason she got so big from this movie after mainly being a stage person. It's because she does it, dude. She nails it.
Commits to that Suddenly Seymour. Go and just... Especially at the end, that's the best one. At the end is when they revisit it and they do the double and shit.
Because he's got his,
see the veins in her fucking neck.
Well, it's important to point that out to people. There are 2 Suddenly Seymour songs, right?
Yeah.
Like there's his, and then there's hers.
Hers, yeah.
And at the end, we get the joining.
They come together
of the 2 Suddenly Seymours. It's a masterpiece.
It's
Again,
a
guys, I can't explain
movie. I love
to
this
you
shit.
how much you guys should be watching this.
Should watch it every year. Once a year, you should all just get together and watch some little shop.
While this is going on, though, is while he's singing, when we get to find out we get my favorite line in one of the songs for how weird it is. We get the bruises and the handcuffs line from him.
Yeah.
He's like, he's talking about like how he can forgive things about her, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, and the bruises and the handcuffs. This is immediately after she's telling us like her life on the streets, and again, this is a PG-13.
I got pulled out of the gutter, so it's basically I was a hooker.
Well, but no, remember the gutter is the name of a place. She said it's like a bar. That's what she said.
Yeah,
he said
I used
the gutter.
to dress up in lewd clothes, not classy ones like this.
I love that. I love that she said that though. She's like, he pulled me straight out of the gutter, and he goes, the gutter. Like you can see his face is like, that's horrible, and she's like, yeah, the gutter. It's this bar we used to.
Right, it's like a gentleman's club or something.
I was like, stop.
It's like, all right, so you were either like a slutty waitress or a stripper. Is what I'm getting from you.
Yeah, exactly. She was something.
But now she wears classy outfits like this, where her boobs are just pushed up so perky.
But so we get that line though, the bruises and the handcuffs, and I was like, are we trying to say she got arrested a lot? Was she like on, or were we trying to say, like you said, is this like a kinky sex thing?
I mean, they mentioned the handcuffs a couple times.
Either way.
It could go either way. I'm sure it's both. She's been arrested at least more than once, and Oren was clearly into the handcuffs.
True. Once this whole scene is finished, once they get their whole song together and rap
Suddenly
it all.
Seymour.
They know that they're right for each other.
Yep. We're going to give it a shot now.
Right? Now's... Well, and we don't even get like they're giving it a shot. It's just the beginnings, of it, right? Like this is just very earlies. Of course, I mean,
like she's dressing different the next day. She has like the nice blouse, not as much makeup on.
This is things are going good, right?
Yeah.
So now something's got to come up and
fucking ruin it.
Mushnik.
He
comes up with a gun of his own.
Yeah. Everybody has this gun. Is it the same gun? Is it just the store's gun?
Well, I don't have an answer for why it's the same in the movie, right? But again, keep in mind this is based on a stage show, right? So in a stage show, you would use the same prop.
Yeah. It's a nice gun. I want one.
I don't know if that's why they did that, but I could totally see that being why they did that.
There's no reason
as a nod
to buy like.
To the
there's no reason
play.
to pay the extra money for 2 guns when you could
just as a nod to the fact that it's a stage show, came from a stage show, right? Like,
yeah, I like it.
Well, here's another like in the stage show. The flower guy at the end, Patrick, whatever, the
Jim Belushi's character.
Yeah, him, the narration, Oren, and maybe 1 or 2 other people are all supposed to be played by the same person, the same actor for the stage show. Because again, it's none of them are well, no, it's just like you got to think of the kind of stage. Again, this is a show with a Greek chorus, so it's like a Greek stage show, which means few people on set, right? So everybody plays multiple people. Except for in this, obviously, if you have someone who's playing Seymour, it ruins things if Seymour is more than one person. It ruins things if Audrey is more than one person.
Yeah.
But you can take those small characters who aren't seen much and make them more than one person. And so for this movie, this play, when it was a play, it only leaves basically everybody that's not
else.
Seymour and Audrey.
Yeah. The entire rest of the cast, we can just change you around. We got 3 people. They just keep coming back in different costumes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so
better pay those guys extra. Like, I mean, fuck you. I got a bunch of lines to learn. I play 3 women and a dude. All right, come on.
Yeah. So, but Mushnick pulls the gun on Seymour, and at first it's not as bad as you think, right? Like he pulls the gun, and you're like, oh, he's automatically going to turn him in.
Yep. He's like, he's going to take him to the cops. It's over.
And he says no. You are like a son to me, and so yeah, for a moment,
kind of.
Well, no. He doesn't. He really doesn't.
Yeah.
For a moment, though, you have this twinkle of like,
ah,
Seymour was right to trust him.
Yeah, he does
right?
appreciate him a little bit.
But
He's not going to immediately rat him out.
We instantly find out that he is actually saying this because he just wants Seymour to be gone. Look, and he's going to keep Audrey too.
Here's the deal. You tell me how to take care of the plant. You disappear for 30 or 40 years. Come back. Everything will be fine.
I'm going to tell you right now, he only said that because he thought the plant was healthy enough he could keep it alive for 30 to 40 years, right?
Yeah.
Right? If it would have been less time, he just said 10 years.
Yeah.
Come back.
5.
Everything's fine. Right? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he was like, oh, this plant looks super healthy now.
Look how fucking big it is. That thing's going to take forever to die.
It would take.
It's like a tree.
You'd have to grossly miscare for it.
I really have to fuck up because he doesn't know.
Right? He doesn't.
It needs to eat like every 3 days.
And so Seymour said, fuck it. All right. I'm happy to be done with this thing.
Yeah. You just need
to
feed
it. So he starts telling him.
Little water, some minerals.
He's slowly trying to get to it. Because again, you can see it. You can see it on his face. He's going to tell him the truth.
I'm going to tell you what it is.
But it is hard to get to, right? Like, I mean, because you're just like, he's not going to believe me.
How do you tell a dude, like, no, you got to, like, feed it human blood?
Right? Well, at this point, not even blood. At this point, it's people.
Meat. You just need to feed it
straight people. So it's had a taste for the actual flesh at this point. And so as he's telling him this, though, the greed and the stupidity is just overtaking any kind of real thought.
He's just like, yeah, what do I do?
And he's saying this and backing up, right?
Yep. And Audrey just opens it, or Twoey, we'll call it Twoey again. He just opens his big ass mouth.
And walks right back in.
Yep. And he turns around and Mushnick's like, what the hell is that? And leans in. And Seymour even tries to stop him.
Yeah.
He does.
Well, like I said,
he's like, sir, maybe don't.
For this version of everything in this story,
he's very sympathetic. He does not actually kill anyone. Just
accidental. He's kind of just present for circumstances, right? He's present for accident. He's the guy that witnesses these accidents.
These people die.
Essentially.
Mushnick got himself killed. He leaned into the damn thing's mouth and got chomped. Might as well put your head in an alligator's mouth. Right?
Definitely.
But I felt bad for him because you can hear him. He's just like, wait, hold on.
And you see the mechanical legs?
Yeah, just
being chopped down. It's such a cool practice. And that's what it was, too.
Yeah.
It's mechanical legs. They designed to be
thought they just
puppet.
Made the guy ride it.
Think about how old that dude was, dude. Like,
I mean, yeah.
That amount of blood to the head for as long as they were...
All right, go ahead. Ruin the image of this hard-ass old man that I had. I was like, man, that dude's a badass. He just took that ride like a champ.
Badass. He would have died. That's a lot of blood.
And a lot of pistons and mechanical parts.
So after this, though, we see they're making it on the news for Audrey.
He's got people coming to give him TV show offers.
Audrey obviously grew a little. Again, at this point, it's hard to tell. Right, like from one scene to the next, because giant plant is giant plant.
But now it's almost reaching the
it's
ceiling.
Literally, it
takes up half that fucking room.
So everybody is just like, I mean, again, they're making their money. Things are good. You think things are good.
Yeah. He's getting TV show offers.
Well, and we can tell that Seymour hasn't been feeding the plant, right? Like
because that's it dropped. He ate basically his dad, so he's probably pretty fucked up at that point.
Because again, we see that Seymour, we see Audrey too, just like begging for food whenever people aren't around.
When they're not around,
right? And so we can tell that obviously it means this version of Seymour has totally just been like, no. After that happened, he was like, I can't do this.
I'm done.
Can't do this.
We're done. If you starve to death, you starve to death.
He even finally comes clean to Audrey, right?
Yeah.
He's like, look, it's crazy. We gotta leave. We got no choice.
The reporter guy said he's going to be bringing the big check. That's our out. Well, let's get married and fucking go.
Right, exactly. Yeah, she told him. She said, "Look, they're going to come back tomorrow.
Yeah, because he had the big freak out when they came to do the reporter and it fell over.
Yeah, well, because
I can't feed it right now. You people are here.
Well, and he didn't want to feed it at all, but he just mainly didn't want them to ask about the food source, right?
It's like, oh, damn sure can't do
and so again,
at all now.
It gave him the opportunity to tell Audrey, this is why I can't feed it.
Yep. So then they're gonna try and sneak away.
Right? That's the plan. Get the money. Yep.
He tries
bolt out of the city.
He tries to sneak past the plant. He's got his little suitcase and stuff, and the plant just like stops him. He's just like, no, I need food. And I don't think you understand the kind of trouble that you're about to fucking be in. And then he bullshits him. He's like, look, I'll go get you some ground freaking chuck or something. And that's all you're getting. All right. So then he leaves, and the fucking plant's just like, all right, motherfucker, I got this shit. And he calls Audrey.
Again.
I love how he goes and gets the quarter out of the cash register too. Like he's been paying attention to the world around him. Every part of that's
great. We almost forgot to mention they are officially engaged now. He popped the question. Like they're gonna get married. When we say they started making their plans for their life, we mean
they're
all
going.
of it.
They're doing it. They're going.
It's the suburbs. It's her.
She's gonna get her green.
She's gonna get her somewhere that's green. Exactly. Except for the giant plant-sized problem.
He's like
in the way.
He's like, I know exactly what to fucking do. I'm gonna eat this bitch.
So again, like you said, every part of this is great. It goes to the cash register.
I love how it pulls itself across the room with its little tentacles and things. Like it reaches out.
Because right now it's still in the pot.
It hasn't.
We got just a couple minutes.
It's not quite that big yet.
So it does that, but then after it hangs up, it even tries to reach to see the quarter came back.
Right.
That was my favorite part. Was the fact that because I
want that quarter back.
That is so niche to payphone culture.
Yep. Every time you hung up,
to know that if you hung up,
well,
that
it was like a time limit thing.
Yes, if you didn't hit a certain amount of time, if you didn't hit a full minute, you could get the coin back.
Yeah.
And so like it was so dope to see like even
kids
the
don't
reach
know that
for
shit
it.
like that
they
anymore.
definitely won't. So you're right. He leaves to go get the food from the butcher.
Yeah.
Right.
And the plant calls Audrey and sings her a little song, and she thinks it's Seymour at first and stuff. And then he's like, nope, it's me.
And she looks out the window.
And she's like, what the fuck? And the plant's just like waving at her. So, okay,
and then she still goes, yes, right. I have such a problem.
In my notes, I was like, you saw the talking, walking plant. Why did you still fucking go over there?
I would have noped the fuck away.
Exactly. I would have at best looked through the fucking window.
Right.
I would not have been inside. I'd have been on the street looking like, is that seriously what the fuck I think it is?
It would have been and over. I can't even begin.
Right. I'm not even. I don't understand why she just goes in there and she's like, oh, you're a talking plant.
Well, and at this point, we don't know how much Seymour has told her, but at this point, Seymour knows it's from space. It's told Seymour, I'm an alien. You know, like, so we can assume she knows that.
She has to know something, or she's so goddamn dumb. She really just doesn't listen to people.
Seymour told her part of what was going on.
Right?
He may not have immediately been like, the plant's alive, but he was like, these people are dead.
Yeah, they're gone, and we need to get the fuck away.
She's
I don't either. She's stupid as fuck. But
so she goes.
You should not have gone over there. And we get another song, nice little song about the plant wanting to eat her.
Yeah, trying to eat.
She holds up the
her namesake,
the water can. She's just like, all right, okay, here's the water can and stuff. And then it grabs her with the tentacles and shoves her into its mouth. But luckily, Seymour shows up right at that point.
Suddenly Seymour,
man, pops in, saves the fucking day, right? And suddenly is super strong. Yeah. And can muscle open this gigantic plant mouth and get her out.
Why he couldn't do that when his dad, Mr. Mushnick, was there.
Mushnick was doing it. He just stood there and watched. I'm not saying nothing. Maybe he wanted it. I mean,
Mushnick was kind of an ass.
He was, but he did give you a crust of bread and a bed, man.
Yeah, but then he acted like you should be grateful for that.
You should be. Goddamn should be.
Maybe day one. Day 900.
After like a week and you proved that you were like a consistent worker, maybe soup.
Yeah. Like I said, soup. Day 976, it's done for.
Right? Then you're getting steak. You got to give me a raise every once in a while. I've proved my worth.
Oh. Yeah, so Seymour does save the day, as ridiculous as it is, but just temporarily. He still hasn't killed the plant.
He gets her out of it,
and they go outside. Like they should have.
I thought for a second she was going to die because she has like a belly wound.
They don't. We don't even. Yes, we don't even address it again.
Never comes back to it. She's totally fine.
Well, what's even crazier is they come outside and they start singing because they're happy because
they do suddenly
a musical.
Seymour
Yeah,
again.
it's just a musical. It's what you're supposed to do. Like they're again at this point they still aren't going to have their money though, right? Because there's no way they're going to try to go pose for a picture for the news with that thing after what it just did. Yeah,
but they do get one more shot.
I get it, but I'm just saying it's so weird for them to be like singing their song like they're about to still get their dream ending.
Everything's gonna be great,
but we just saw things happen like
even
they're
though
not getting their dream ending.
Almost killed us.
Now we get the entrance to, as we've been saying the whole movie, Jim Belushi.
We've mentioned him like 4 times.
It wasn't originally Jim Belushi.
Oh, really?
I can't remember who it was, but it was originally a different actor.
Chris Farley.
No.
Damn it.
Dude, this was the 80s something. This is before Farley was.
Oh, really? Was he not around the 80s?
This is the 90s guy.
Oh, really?
He's Adam Sandler era.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
David Spade.
Was it supposed to be his brother?
No, I can't remember who it was. Again, that's not here nor there for the actual story I'm trying to tell you real quick.
I was just trying to guess.
I know. Again, it's not that it's not one of those. I'm not trying to be silly with it. I just literally don't know the dude's name.
I can't remember.
I know he's a guy else. I know. You know, like I know what he looks like, and I know, but I don't know him by name. You know what I mean? Like, but so it was originally supposed to be this other guy, and he filmed his shit and everything. But then they had to refilm some stuff, and he couldn't be there for the refilms, and so they brought Belushi in. So when they brought Belushi in, Belushi got to be listed in the thanks where all the other actors were. But then they did a special thanks to the original guy since he had filmed
since
his stuff.
He was there.
Then when they did the director's cut release, which we've talked about, is the one with the special ending, which we'll talk about in just a minute. We're not going to tell you guys what it is, so we get there.
We're going to wait.
When they did that release, he was the one that was in all the director's cut shit that had been cut out of the movie. So they had to use his original stuff, right? So he's in that one.
So he's in that.
So in that one, he's listed in the thanks, and Belushi is listed in the special thanks.
Nice.
How fucking it's
just a little vindication, like 30
years
later.
It's so funny and cute, right? Like it's like a little back and forth.
Like we're just gonna flip it on you.
I love it. Yeah, so right now is when we get Jim Belushi showing up. He is part of the. I finally have it here because we're at the right part of my notes.
Yeah, at the right part of your notes. Finally,
he is part of the World Botanical Enterprises. I knew it was an E.
That makes more sense.
I knew it was an E. I just couldn't. How Enterprises isn't a thing you think of too often. Yeah, unless I'm talking about Star Trek.
Star Trek, yeah.
Enterprise ain't my.
But that's a ship and not really like a
not
venture.
a company.
Yeah, a business venture.
So he comes up and he's like, again, we don't know where did he show up?
Just
I guess he saw it on the news.
I guess, but he just walks down the alley at him.
Like it's okay.
Like he's been waiting in the dark.
Let's keep in mind, Seymour's a dude who keeps a gun in his.
Yeah, he has that sweet 38.
You don't sneak up in an alley on a guy who keeps a gun in his head.
Fucking about to get popped.
He's
bang,
lucky.
Bang.
He's lucky. That's all I'm getting at.
He's super lucky. He's had a stressful ass fucking day. His girlfriend almost got ate. His dad's dead.
This guy didn't even realize how lucky he is because Seymour's had a bad day. But then,
he lays this offer on him.
The guy comes up and says, "Hey, let me offer you not only your worst nightmare, but what you believe will end the world."
Yeah, this is the end of the human race. I want to take this plant.
I want to cut
it up.
And
sell it to the entire fucking world.
Think about it. Every plant store, every household in America,
and Audrey too. I keep wanting to call it Aubrey.
I know, wrong name.
Audrey 2's in every house across the fucking world.
You see the
instant like and realization. He's like, that was its fucking plan all along.
But what's crazy is you can see that look on his face, but then Belushi is just like. Yeah,
it's gonna be great, right? You sign right here,
like
man.
He can't see the panic on his face.
No, he's like he read it as glee,
right?
I guess.
I don't know,
but Seymour's just like, "Fuck you, get the fuck out of here."
They send him off.
I love it. He's just like, "I'll come back and talk to you when you're in a better mood." Get the fuck out.
They wave him off, and then once they wave him off. They have the conversation finally, like for a real conversation where Seymour is like, "Look,
we got to do something.
If we're gonna leave." We gotta be responsible.
We can't leave that.
We have
to kill the plant.
If we want to leave the city that thing has to be dead.
Yep.
And Audrey's like, you're right, let's go. And he said, fuck that bitch.
You stay here.
This is my problem. I did this.
I started this.
This is between me and
that vegetable.
That's the fucking episode
It
title.
is. I wrote it down.
I'm glad we are on the same page about that.
Wait for me, Aubrey. This is between me and the vegetable right there at the top of that page.
Yeah. It is literally the episode is just this is between me and the vegetable.
Right.
That's the fucking
That's
title.
the title.
Because that is so it's such a good line.
It is.
And it's almost like a throwback line to the fucking vegetable for fucking Nosferatu. God damn it, dude. All right, sorry. At this point, we see Seymour. He mans up, dude.
He does.
He
goes
is ready
in there,
to be hero.
He is going to go in there and fight this thing. Gets his ass beat.
Not only does he get his ass beat, as soon as he walks in the door,
he has no chance.
It has become fully mobile now.
Yeah,
right. It
breaks out of its pot. It has like little vine feet. And it's starting to bud.
Another cartoon reference I want to say in the cartoon, it was already like this. It could already tentacle walk from the flower pot. Just sorry, I know it's got no here nor there.
The cartoon seems more and more
crazy,
uninteresting, and
it's not interesting at all. It was so bizarre.
It's like you're not doing it right.
You know, this movie isn't a fever dream. That cartoon was a goddamn fever dream, dude. I'm telling you right now.
That's the one that needs to get like the cult following.
Oh, for sure. But so yeah, he is trying to save the day. He is not doing a good job.
He tries the gun.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was wrong. I said earlier that Audrey said the alien line. It's not until now.
Oh, it is. Yeah, because this is the whole song.
The outer space.
I'm mean green and from outer space.
Yeah,
and shit.
Sorry, what's it? I'm a mean green mother from outer space.
And I'm bad. But he tries everything. He pulls the gun. Audrey just takes the gun from him, starts shooting
with the tentacles.
With the tentacles,
it's so
does the
wild.
spin and shit. Bang, bang,
so
bang,
wild
bang.
watching. You're just like, shut up, dude. Was it even? It's 1960. Could it watch TV to see that? Where did it learn that trick from?
I don't know.
Did Mushnick used to walk around the shop and do that?
Did. That's exactly when he was drinking his scotch at the end of the night, walking around with his little 38, spinning it on his finger, going.
Because it had to learn it from
John
somewhere,
Wayne,
right? Had to learn it from somewhere. I'm just
right.
Saying. But yeah, so it is an all-out battle, right? Until literally like half the building is falling down. The building
just collapses.
Like you think Seymour's gone.
Yeah, he's dead. The plant's just laughing because he's so big that it doesn't matter that the plant.
And then out of the rubble
pulls the power cable.
Conduit line.
Yeah, big giant
it's not
one.
even like this is literally the line that goes into the building.
This
to
is
give
the main
whole,
line.
It
right?
gives like all 5 floors of this fucking building power.
This is the main voltage line, right?
This is the one that will do exactly what you see. It will blow things up for sure.
Seymour doesn't even. He just gets his arm out even and just lucky shots. Boom! Straight on the tentacle. Vaporizes the fucking thing.
It like again, the building was already down.
If this lovely rotoscope.
If the building wasn't down already, this would have taken
would
the
have brought it down.
Like this explosion was intense,
right? Boom, and you think that's it. He's poor guy's dead.
No, he's good.
Audrey's outside. She's like, oh no,
he's good. He climbs out,
walks out like
this
a
is totally
boss.
Again. Not to be Ghostbusters
Straightens
about it.
His fucking glasses.
Not to be Ghostbusters about it, but it's very much
it
like
is.
when,
it's very much
when he walks out of the smoke and rubble at the end of Ghostbusters, right?
He's almost got like the same
after the demon dog,
the same spiky hair.
I'm telling you, it's so. I love Rick Moranis.
I do too, man. I want to meet him so bad. I want to hang out with him.
All right, but yeah. So at this point, now it's officially like. Again, I've said this before. This is officially the. Heart, smiley face, infinity symbol moment.
Yeah,
right? Like this happily ever after.
We get the
we see them.
They're at the house from
somewhere that's green.
From the somewhere they get to somewhere that's fucking green finally, and it's all beautiful.
Our Greek chorus
coming through, dressed as the bridesmaids and stuff, and these bitches looking goddamn right at it. A fucking Audrey
baby.
2 bud,
A
little baby one, right in her garden.
Now,
they're staring at it.
My problem
Don't say a word.
No, my problem here is how did it get there?
I don't know, but they should have said something.
Did they bring it?
I bet it was. They've been working for him the whole fucking time. Those fucking bitches.
Or did
thick girl? Why you betrayed me?
Well, no, because right now they're the chorus, so they can't be. Right, the chorus doesn't interact.
They're the
with
ones
our
that are
world.
just telling us the story. But when they were teenagers, it's
What
all
if-
their fault.
what-
They found a piece.
Well, here's what I'm going to posit to you, because now that we're at the end,
All right, let me hear
we,
your theory.
we can talk about the fact that, again, this ending is different than what was originally intended. It's different than what the play had. It's different than what Roger Corman did.
This is the only happy ending.
This is the only one that's truly happy. In most other versions, right, the plant fully hypnotizes Seymour, and it makes him do all of his own bidding.
The Corman version, they both die.
Well, before we get to the actual, like, all the other endings, my posit to you is, what if Seymour and Audrey were hypnotized?
Oh.
And they brought the baby bud.
Yep. Without even knowing.
So even though this is the happy ending, it's secretly still
the world still ends, man.
Right?
It just took longer.
It's just a different way to get there.
It's like Terminator 3. It's like we thought we saved the world in T2, but no, it just took longer.
But yeah, like you were saying, so again, in Corman's it's just Seymour. In Corman's Seymour is gone. He goes in with a knife. He wants to kill the plant from the inside.
Kills the plant, and then she gets out.
And she sees, she sees the next morning his face is, because in all the other versions, even on I think maybe even the stage show, when Audrey eats things, the faces become buds on the plant. And this is the only time that doesn't happen. This movie is the only one of the times that doesn't happen. But so yeah, in the original one, she sees his face as part of the plants. I don't know exactly how the stage show ended, but it wasn't happy like this.
Yeah. I think that both, like, she gets
maybe
eaten
both.
And then he dives in after her, and it's just like they're both dead.
I know the intended ending for this, which is most likely close to the stage show.
My favorite one.
Was that, yes, both of them would die, and then after both of them die, the botanical guy would get his dream,
and distributed,
and clippings are distributed around the world,
and the whole world.
And you see literally like New York City overrun by
Godzilla
plants,
style plants smashing buildings,
ripping down the Statue of Liberty.
Yes, it's awesome. I've seen this clip. It's awesome.
A very
totally changes the movie, and I don't want the movie to end this way, but I'm glad I can go watch the clip of the monster destroying shit.
Since we're here, I'll go ahead and tell people. So yeah, like originally they had test audienced, maybe not the full version of that, but they test audienced the version at least that the two of them wouldn't survive, right? Like that the ending was not happily ever after, right?
No white picket fence.
And so when they did that, it didn't test well with audiences. And the fucking crazy part about that is Frank Oz just kept putting that to the fact that in a play, people get to see the characters one more time, right? You see the actors, they come out, they bow and so it gives you like, everybody's like, oh, it's okay.
Oh yeah, it's a play. They're not really dead.
But that's not it at all, right? Like we've talked about this. We agree. The reason why you don't want them to die in this version, in every other version, we've already mentioned, Seymour's usually
kind of a dick.
He usually has succumbed to the wants and desires
more willing
of the plant,
to do
right?
this.
He is a Renfield, right?
Oh yeah, that's very good. Renfield. He's very Renfield about it.
In this one, he is not.
No, it's just kind of people die around him.
In this one, he keeps almost doing it, but he's having his second thoughts. And then it happens anyway.
Doesn't actually kill anybody.
He is not a bad guy in this version. So nobody wanted to see him get punished.
Yeah, it's like he didn't need any comeuppance. It's just kind of
right.
The worst he did was mutilation of a corpse. That's fucking.
But again, it was mutilation of a horrible guy.
Yeah, fuck that dude. I wouldn't have gave a shit.
Like, we're not even talking, like, again, like, if he'd have mutilated Mushnick, I might be like, well, dude, that was his dad. Like, he was a piece of garbage, but it was kind of like his dad. I'd have been like, that's different.
Yeah.
He mutilated the dude that was straight trash.
Yeah, I'd have helped him. Fuck.
All right. On that note, though, the movie's over. Guys, we love this.
This is great.
You need to watch it.
I mean, the movie isn't very long, and we went forever.
Yeah.
So
you already know.
Yeah, we can gush. And
the beer?
Fantastic.
Love it.
How many of these did I fucking drink?
Yeah, I lost count.
I don't know either. Fuck, guys.
They're good.
They're good. Go try them. Founders Mortal Bloom. It's citrusy. God damn it. Citrusy and thirst quenching. If it's tropical. If it's a hot summer day, have at it. Founders Mortal Bloom. Hazy IPA.
Man, you do need to slow down.
I can't talk.
You still got to tell them what we're doing next time.
I
slow
know.
down.
All right, hang on.
All right. On that note, what are we doing next time?
Next time, we're going to be doing Brewdog's Elvis Juice.
All right, you guys know that's our game.
Yep. Leave your guesses on what we're going to be watching next week in the comments on any of the things that you happen to be watching on.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Like, share, and subscribe. There it is. Yeah, we did it more than once. We are the masters.
I had to.
We're professionals, dude. That's exactly what it is.
All right. On that note, I think we are done.
I think we are too, man. But say it with me one more time. Somewhere that's green. I'm also willing to rewatch Indian in the Cupboard.